Derivative, Jill.
There she is. There she is.
Welcome to Jill's.
Can I offer you some tea?
Would you make me some of that Plomeek soup?
Good tea. Nice house.
Demonetized.
Demonetized and blocked in all regions.
There we go.
Welcome,
I'm
everyone.
trying to think what role Michael Dorn would have in this movie.
Jill, please, intro.
Welcome to Plomeek Teatime number 109, where we're going to dive into the cult classic Little Shop of Horrors from 1986. It was I found out it was a cult classic just because it didn't do too well in the box office. It had a budget of 25 million but only grossed 39. So but of course it got its popularity well after the fact, that after it was in theaters, and from its amazing music and from the wonderful puppetry work and acting of all the characters, and Audrey too.
And
Him
because
or herself. You if you guys want to talk about gender, what gender is Audrey too?
because any movie with Rick Moranis is almost guaranteed to be a classic.
And he was actually the one that they very specifically wanted for the role, and they got him. And he was happy because he was going to be able to sing. He hadn't been able to do that very seriously up until this point. And this was directed by Frank Oz. It was first released on December 19th, 1986. Written by Howard Ashman. And
seen in theaters by yours truly.
Oh yeah, right. And that's how we're going to start off talking about this. We're going to talk about this remake of a theater play that was also a movie originally made by Roger Corman in 1960, which I haven't seen. I haven't seen the Jack Nicholson.
Me neither.
But we are going to talk about that Green Mother from Outer Space. And so first, I think Max Redstone's really excited to talk about the time he got to see this movie in theater. So let's start with him.
Well, this movie, originally by Roger Corman, and this produced by David Geffen. I mean, what was I?
Yes. Oh,
things.
Did he? You dropped out for a minute.
Oh,
did he dropped out for you too, Scotty, or just me?
Oh, am I back?
Yes, you're back.
I'm, at this age, I am barely starting to understand stuff and things as a human.
How old?
It was 86, so I was 8 years old. 7 years old.
I was 8 years old too.
Okay. So
I was a year old.
Yeah.
So I didn't see this. It was.
Oh no, he dropped
all right.
out
So
again.
it seems like Max has trouble with his Max is having trouble with his internet or something today.
Wait a second. Give me a second.
Yeah.
But I actually first saw this movie last year, and last year I think it was because of a friend who we don't have around anymore. His name was Ron. His YouTube name was Pop Culture Curator, and he was doing a live stream about it. On Tuesday nights, he had live streams to follow up my morning Tuesday shows. And this was one of them, one of the ones that I was able to make it to and have fun going through the pictures with him. He stepped through the movie. And of course he was a production nut, so he knew all the stuff about this one. And I watched it just for him for that show, and I watched it again this week just for Franko Walker. And Franko Walker here says at the very top, I first saw this on a rented VHS in the early 90s. Then in the late 90s, I was lucky enough to see it live on stage. What a show.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I also saw
That
it
is-
for the first time on rented VHS in the early 90s.
Oh, that's how you saw it too.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, oh yeah, because you're even younger than me, so you did not see it in theaters in 1986 due to not
I
being
was-
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it on VHS as well.
Oh, right.
That's
And
awesome.
but
You didn't see the musical though, Franco. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, the
yeah, I
musical.
still need to do that.
I think that's the only way that I would watch this again is if I got to see the stage play, the stage musical.
Mm-hmm. That's how I would watch it too. It'd be really, really amazing to see it that way. And speaking of Franko Walker, thank you so much he's the reason this live stream is happening today, the reason we're talking about this movie. So thank you so much for being a top commenter. That means every time one of these streams ends, he likes to put comments below the video or under posts that I make. So thank you so much, Franko. And this live stream's for you. And DJ Knight's here. Hi, DJ.
Hey, DJ.
Gavin Blackburn is also here. It's International Franko Walker Day. Enjoy, everybody. Yes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share.
Why didn't I
Comment.
think of that? Oh no, he's watching his Amazon delivery. Hope you get it soon. Watcher X is here. Hey, Watcher X. And Gavin Blackburn says, "Come on, Jill, feed me."
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me, Seymour. Are you hearing me now?
I can
Yes.
hear you now. I hopefully for longer extended periods of time than like half a minute. So, do you want to talk about your story again?
Take it from the top.
If you're there. No, he
Yeah.
would be.
Me?
My internet's glitchy. I'm going to restart my computer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah. If it were working, he would have cut in instantly.
I for my part, I probably haven't seen this
Oh,
in
sure.
30 years until last night. I watched it again.
Oh, nice.
Well, now, which version did you watch? Did you watch the theatrical cut or the director's?
I don't have access to the director's cut. I don't even know where that is. I did read though that I did read Frank Oz's comments about that, and that was interesting the way he put it.
What
You're
was it?
okay with you know what happens in the director's
Yeah.
cut.
Oh
right?
yeah. I read that. He says it's interesting. He says, in a play, like in the original play, the actors come out at the end and they take a bow and everybody's happy, but because they don't do that in the movie, they're a lot more hostile.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and it's a lot harsher, I suppose. It's
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
like-
harsher than.
Yeah, because he says, the play had virtually the same ending as the original cut of the movie, but it's like, and I believe the original film with Nicholson also had the darker ending, but, it was Roger Corman B movie, so it's like really fun and stuff. Whereas this, I guess, I mean, I picture it in my head and it's like, the original ending sounds awesome. It doesn't sound like it should be upsetting people, but
Yeah, it is awesome. It's so
Yeah.
cool. Like
and the
giant
studio
plant
allowed,
giant plant kaijus. Why would anybody hate that?
and the studio allowed him to have a second test screening in LA because the first one was in San Jose, and then they reacted the same, and so they're like, "Oh no, we got to change this." I'm like, "Oh, geez."
Well, and this is
Yes.
I don't like anybody in this movie. Like this is a good movie that I do not like. And I don't like any of the characters. I love the performances. I don't like
Oh.
any of the characters. And so
They're
I
all
was
morally they're not morally
Bankrupt.
straight on. Yeah.
Well, except for Audrey 1. She's a victim. But like I watch this and I'm just like, I hope everybody dies except for Audrey. And then when she dies in the director's cut, I'm like, oh, that's not fair. And then everyone else dies. And
it's
I'm
not
like,
fair, but it's Seymour's
yay!
fault.
It is Seymour's fault. And that's why Seymour has to die. And that's why the dominoes fall. And then you get the kaiju plants, which is amazing. And it's just, I was watching this for the first time since I've seen it in decades. because it's always had a sour taste in my mouth. And I was like, oh, is this going to be the director's cut or is this going to be the regular cut? And I was surprised because it was the director's cut and it had the original ending. Thank you so much, Jill, for offering that. And I was like, oh man, I wish I wasn't reeling against the happy ending that I thought was coming, because I would have enjoyed this a heck of a lot more. The original Kaiju Rampage is amazing, but a lot like the rest of the movie, it goes on too long. I think that this movie is too long.
I think
you could have
maybe
cut
you
like
just
20
don't like
minutes
the
out.
musical numbers. I think it works.
Some
I
of the
think it
musical
works
numbers
too.
I do not like because it is so melancholy and dour. And then, so yeah, no, I want the movie
Yeah.
to eat itself by the end.
You're
and in the
upset
director's cut, it
that
does.
a horror movie is too dour.
Yeah.
I did read that when they, between the original ending they tested and then the changed ending, is that the original ending was testing at like a 13% score and the changed ending was like over 50. And as upset as Frank
Yeah.
Oz was, because the movie was at 25 million, was one of the most expensive that Warner Brothers had made at the time. And he says, yeah, I hated that we had to change the ending, but I understand it because it would not have been released, because apparently there's like a hardline rule that they will not invest the extra money to market and release a movie unless it tests above like around 50 at least. And I didn't know that.
It tested around 13.
Yeah, 13 for the original. And he's like, and he also reflected and he's like, yeah, I guess it's good for career wise, because if it had bombed, he probably wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to make another movie. But he did say he was.
Well, it kind of
upset.
did bomb, but at least it got released.
Oh yeah.
but then afterwards it succeeded.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Huge cult classic.
VHS market. Yeah, totally. The
Yes.
home video market. But this is like, and you bring up the budget, that, yeah, this movie cost $25 million to make. You know how much Aliens, which was filming on the adjacent lot, cost to make? 18. Like, this movie is more expensive than Aliens.
Well, that entire last scene of destroying the city was $5 million all by itself.
Yeah.
Well, reshoots. Everyone's upset about reshoots nowadays.
Okay.
Well, hello. Hey, Max. I hope your internet's working better now.
I hope so. It's been wonky all night. So
before I let you go, I just want to say, I wanted to read this. Gorilla, like me, watched this movie for Pop, and he says, gotta say, I absolutely hated this movie. I don't think even having kitties would have saved it, and kitties make any movie better. There's a cat.
No, there was a puppy. I noticed the puppy. But Gorilla, I'm kind of on your side, but hate is a strong word.
Yeah. Well, you've got somebody on your side then.
This movie had an awful lot. Maybe, but
the Padawannabe rented this. He was 10 and he wasn't quite going to the movies on his own yet. And Brogu says, hello, everyone. Hello, Jill. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Thank you, Brogu.
Oh, Padawannabe. Hello.
By the way, kapla, everyone. Kapla.
Kapla. Jolan True, my friend.
Gavin says Little Shop of Horrors is one of those movies you rarely rewatch, but when you do, you massively enjoy it. I did. I had so much fun making these slides. I don't know what Gorilla and Scotty are smoking.
I mean,
well, I'll tell you if you want to know.
No,
Steve Martin without the white hair. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the singing is so good, says Padawannabe. I get emotional in all the same spots, and just the music touches me. Oh, spell correct.
Can I say this one?
Yes.
Effing spell check. Titties, not kitties. And the only reason I feel confident saying titties is that Tough Titties, which is in the song that was nominated for best Oscar, best song. And they had to edit it out because titties was a swear back in 1986.
Okay, that spell check error was worth it because that was really funny.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
That was a very, oh my.
Yes, so Ashman was inspired to write this based on how popular the Muppets were. So I guess he was inspired to do this because he wanted to make the plant into a puppet. So that makes sense.
And that's
And that's
one
how
of the
he
best.
got Frank Oz.
Yeah. This was about at the apex of wouldn't you say, Scotty, the apex of Muppet fame?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Like, yeah, I would say so. Because the Renaissance really didn't happen until A Muppet Christmas Carol. But this
Right.
is the last, like, this is post Muppets Take Manhattan. And then after that, there's sort of a drought
And then after a Muppet
of
movie.
Henson flicks. Like,
Yeah, and then after, of course, Henson left us.
well, and okay, so where was Labyrinth?
Wasn't
I
that
think that was-
84?
Yeah.
That was before
Okay.
this.
I'm just curious because, yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Max. Like, this is definitely in the heyday of Jim Henson, and anything that touched the Muppets would explode in creativity. And I think
Oh,
it is.
no,
I think this succeeds.
Labyrinth was actually 1986.
Oh,
Same year.
okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I sit corrected.
Let's see when it actually, because this one came out in December. That came out let's see, it came out summer in the States and December in the UK. Labyrinth, or this one was just December, I guess, everywhere. Interesting.
Oh, I love the Greek chorus.
Yes, me too. So Max Redstone, I just wanted to make sure your internet is still working. But can you tell
Yeah.
us your theater going experience?
Oh, yeah.
It's going
Well, I can say that this was when I was in my formative years and coming up, and about 9 years old. And well, I was just starting to understand things. And I've gotten most of my musical exposure from film, television, and commercials, not like just musical releases that were released. It's like, and so stuff like this was, the fun stuff was really balanced out by the scary stuff. Whereas, Rocky Horror Picture Show, that took me a long time to understand. But yeah, as a child, this was an enjoyable theater experience, and I think it's time for me to watch it again.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did join us to share that experience. And Bad Wannabe says, funny for Frank Oz to direct and not be a puppeteer.
Yeah, but it is like, I think it's Audrey 2 is such an achievement in terms of puppetry and special effects and practical. I think it's amazing.
Oh, we got a sub conversation going about titties. Apparently. So on the 23rd day of the month of September. Hey, do you want to read this, Scotty?
Kinda, but you're doing a good job. It's in the private chat if you want to read.
Do you want me to read it?
And then, oh yes.
On the 23rd day of the month of September, in an early year of a decade, not too long before our own, the human race suddenly encountered a deadly threat to its very existence, and this terrifying enemy surfaced, as such enemies often do, in the seemingly most innocent and unlikely of places.
Shoo-ba-da, ooh-ba-da-ba-doo-wah, oh-ba-ba, zee-ba-da-ba-doo-wah, oh, 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 whoa, whoa.
Yes, what's that? I've been served. It's a copyright infringement lawsuit. You should be next, Jill. Process
But
servers,
I made it 8 seconds. I wanna see if I get away with it.
process servers are en route. WB
I
is
know. You're playing Russian roulette with a plant.
Uh,
Penny. Hey, Penny.
Well, I can go see how it's working.
Be careful. These are the
But I
people
like
who
that. Watch
stole
me
the
talk.
Looney Tunes down the river.
Oh,
They'll do
that's
anything.
true.
I'm just joking.
No, but you're right. You keep saying it, and then now I'm gonna start believing it.
So we've
Well,
got
now I
the
have to check. Well,
we've got
we
the
get our first song. You're right. This is the prologue, Little Shop of Horrors, and it sets up that there's something to be aware of with these ladies singing in the street, the chorus, and
yes.
they
This is a movie
are
about poverty,
Tina.
spousal abuse, and murder.
Yeah.
And also about anti-Jewish and anti-Chinese stereotypes.
What? Come
I
on.
don't know
That's
if
the
they're
same.
anti.
I know I'm really extrapolating here, but
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that it's
I
stereotypes
guess if you
based.
think they're negative, then they might be.
Well-
Tachina Arnold, Michelle Weeks, and Tisha Campbell. Those are these ladies here.
ooh,
What are the names of the characters? Do you know?
Characters. I
the
didn't get
Greek
that part.
chorus.
So
Yeah, the
it's
Greek chorus.
Chiffon, Shirelle, because it's named after the Chiffons, the Shirelles, and I forget the third one.
Love when
but
you ask me
their
questions that I
character-
didn't.
Crystal, Ronette, and Chiffon.
Yeah, so the Ronettes, the Chiffons, and the Crystals are all sort of, Motown trio, girl trios from the 60s. It's great. I am going to poop all over this movie, and yet I think it is incredibly
Why?
well made.
Why would you want to do that?
Because
I don't like it.
Because he's Scotty.
What
I don't-
specifically are you pooping on in this particular moment?
I'm just saying.
I don't understand. You're just throwing that out there without actually any backup.
Do you have something
It's
against Motown, Scotty?
No, not at all. Not at all. But it's a preemptive apology. I'm apologizing in advance is what I'm going to say. I think that this movie is incredibly well made, incredibly well acted. I think that the thing is that a lot of the songs make me depressed. But I do think that everything in this movie is fantastic. I just have a dark, undercooked piece of potato in my soul that makes me go like, yeah, I can take it or leave it.
Wow.
So go bake that potato a little more.
Well,
I will. I can do that.
Really easy solution.
There's a Scotty goes to therapy joke to be had here.
And so Geffen wanted to shoot the movie close to his home in Los Angeles, but the director Oz decided they should go to England, which was a great choice. Apparently, that saved him lots of money. They saved
Kubrick
about
felt
$4 million.
Kubrick felt the same way, which is why all of his movies were filmed in England.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
and
definitely.
And in terms of the production design, to make it sort of out of time, I think this is a timeless film. It looks like it's referencing something from the past, and yet it doesn't say when that past is.
Kitty.
There you go.
Oh,
there's a kitty.
Kitty.
So now the movie's
You got
better.
your kitty, gorilla.
Kitty. And that kitty is named Titty.
Yes.
The kitty is named Titty. I like that. Yeah.
That was just for
I'm
you,
sorry.
Scotty.
I distracted the actual salient point you were saying.
I forget what it was.
Timelessness of the movie.
Yeah, it's and the production design, everything about this movie is visually dynamic. I feel the same way about this movie as I do about Edward Scissorhands. Everything is great about it, and I don't like it.
I love Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, me too.
I thought you would.
That movie's a dream for me. But it's a fairy tale, like fairy tales.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
And the sets were made on the 007 building in the 007 building soundstage at Pinewood Studios.
It looks great.
Yeah. That's good.
Like the production is a feat.
Yeah.
FEAT.
Tells of all the stuff all over the ground to make it look like the part of town they want to make it look like.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a proper set decorator, they will do a really, really good job. I mean, I've seen them. I was in New Orleans, Ninth Ward in 2007. They decorated a disaster scene for a movie down there.
Yeah, they put in all these little details that nobody's gonna pick up on in close up, but put all together, it makes everything look incredible. So there's a man. Okay, there's a Mushnik reading his newspaper, and the paper saying the total eclipse will it be the end of the world?
Yes.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing in the newspaper.
How do they not see a solar eclipse coming? I mean, we have Stonehenge.
Right. If you follow the stars, like there were people who could figure
Maybe
out
there was
solar
something
eclipses
alien
without
about
satellites.
Maybe
Just
there was
a-
something alien about the solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When the newspaper has a front page story that says unexpected total solar eclipse, and then the sub headline is end of the world question mark, it's like, yeah, no, that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. It's like, we didn't even know this was coming. It's not that they didn't know it was coming. It was that it was completely unexpected.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not that they don't know how to realize when a solar eclipse is happening. It's that it's not a natural solar eclipse like Kat said. Spaceship. But we never get to see the spaceship. But we do get to see Seymour. He's shelving plans, and they immediately meet the floor.
Oh, I thought we saw the spaceship in the opening shot. Maybe not.
No, we
No.
see a spatial stellar occurrence.
See, and this is the thing. Maybe this is part of the reason that I'm upset with the movie, is that I think that I patterned a lot of my fashion choices off of Seymour.
I think you might be genetically related to Rick Moranis.
Well, we're both Canadian.
Well, never mind.
You both wear
That's a
glasses.
compliment.
I know. I'm taking it as such.
Well, when I first met Canadian Spider-Man, I thought, whoa. I thought he looked like he could be cousin. They could be cousins.
There you go, everybody. As a Canadian, speaking for other Canadians, we're all related to Rick Moranis.
So your culture is not completely doomed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So let me see if somebody else. I think I heard somebody show up in the chat. There's Retro Scotty. Hello, Retro Scotty. How are you doing today? Small Time Republic's also here. Two of those three ladies were on Martin.
True story.
Does anybody know what is Martin?
Martin Lawrence. He had a sitcom.
That
Martin.
It was like one of the first Fox sitcoms.
Okay, now I remember.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Martin.
Feed me. Feed me all night long.
Ooh, I think Martin Lawrence could have voiced the plan. I need you to feed me. Yeah.
Well, there was talk of trying to get Eddie Murphy to do it.
But
I'm so
Levi Stubbs is great though for the Four Tops.
So good. So
he
good.
is. Eddie Murphy was busy with Paramount. He couldn't do it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 1986. He was in
Eddie Murphy was
in Star Trek 4, and then that fell through.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy was all busy with that Axel Foley business.
Your slides dropped out.
I know. Everything's dropping out right now.
Oh, you know why? Because you played that song.
It's David Zasloff and Warner Brothers. I'm telling you.
How's this?
Yeah, that works. I'm looking for the clips. I added some clips.
Good. Just another reason.
No, let me just add.
Are they eclipse?
Unexpected eclipse.
No, but everybody keeps saying it, so I might as well play it now.
Might as well.
as soon as it gets loaded.
Oh, right. Speaking of loaded,
It's the only other. Oh no!
Where am I supposed to get it? Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long.
Really
I had to
tempting.
get
God, I wish that man would return to cinema. I wish he would return to cinema.
is he still alive? He
Yes.
died.
No, he just got punched in the face in New York City.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy who did the voice.
Oh,
of
no.
Audrey.
I'm talking about Rick Moranis.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently they're making.
Well, yeah. What kind of asshole would punch Rick Moranis?
An American.
New York City.
Well, Retro Scotty says definitely like Little Shop of Horrors. I do know about the alternate ending. Definitely more true to how the play ended. And like was mentioned by Max earlier on, this is supposed to be a Greek tragedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
House
Ted
Party
Wannabe
movies? I haven't seen the House Party movies.
Those same two ladies were in the House Party movies along with Martin Lawrence.
Kid and Play.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
Okay, and he's doing good. He's uploading Riggs theme from Lethal Weapon 2, 1989, and check out the
Holy moly
James Bond tributes that he made at his channel. Where is it here? I bet I can find it right there. Speaking of which,
Scotty,
check out Scotty.
Scotties have to stick together, so I will check those out and share them appropriately.
Definitely. So Rick Moranis was, like I said earlier, they're who they always wanted to play this role.
He's perfect.
David Geffen. Yeah, he is. You're gonna star in my movie, and yeah, he did. And Mr. Mushnick was played by Vincent Gardenia, who said he got the job because Frank Oz liked my name.
I did think it was rather serendipitous that his name is Gardenia.
I think so too. That is kind of funny. But there were other people offered the role. A lot of names here that I don't know, but one of them that I do: Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon, Jack Palance, Alan Young, Jerry Orbach, Dick Van Dyke. Oh, I know that one. William Shatner was considered for this role.
Even John Candy.
Yeah.
Yes, but he wanted a smaller role.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, Mickey Rooney.
Yeah. Apparently, Moranis has signed on for a revival of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, another
back
Rick
in
Moranis
2020
science fiction movie that I could take or leave.
I saw Honey, I Blew Up the Baby, and I thought that was enough. That was enough. We don't need
I want to see
that.
I want to see that instead of the Shrunk.
What? You haven't seen that?
I've never seen Honey, I Blew Up the Baby.
Scotty,
giant babies are hilarious.
Are you leading me to a negative inference about Spaceballs?
Oh no, I love Spaceballs. No, let's not. No, I love Spaceballs.
A big mistake.
I watched that recently for the first time in years, and I didn't laugh, and I was upset. But I still watched it.
Ouch! I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like that.
Not
movie,
even.
though.
Okay.
Not even a chuckle.
I don't know. I think it's like a
I don't know. Yeah,
blanket
it's
around
weird.
my
With
heart.
me, if a comedy is really hysterical, it tends to only work once, unless I'm watching.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know. I've always I enjoy it and appreciate it on so many levels.
Oh yeah.
So here's my biggest problem with this movie. Hello, Ellen.
Well, first we meet Audrey, who takes pride in her appearance, but has to walk around with a black eye from her abusive boyfriend. And yes, Ellen Green took this role, and they were gonna cast a big name like Madonna or Cyndi Lauper, but none of them could do it. And so they got Ellen Green, who actually performed this role in New York and Los Angeles on stage, not behind the camera.
I feel they should do that more often with movies like this. If you're making it because the play is so popular, then the actors are part of the reason the play is popular. So bring them along.
that's what I feel about, like, I love Kristen Chenoweth, and I feel like when they made the Wicked movie, I was like, if it doesn't have Kristen Chenoweth, then I'm not going, and that's what happened.
Yeah, they gave her just a cameo, and it's like, no.
No, but this is the opposite of that. Ellen Green originated the role, made the look, and this is, again, I am praising her efforts. Her talent is unquestionable in this film. She is a presence, and she subsequently reprised this role in other things, or at least the demeanor of the character. I know that everyone thinks she's Fabu in this flick. I cannot stand her cadence, her
Yeah.
lisp. Everything about Ellen Green in this movie annoys me, and I like, for some reason I'm like, I wish Annette Bening was here or something. I don't know anyone else. Like, I think about Cyndi Lauper being in this role, and I'm like, she's a little short, but she'll do.
I
don't
feel
know.
like her voice. I feel like she was doing an annoying voice on purpose.
Well, yeah, because
Yes.
she's
Like-
playing that ditzy, almost like, cartoon character type, Betty Boop almost type thing
Yeah,
with her performance.
just a bit
Well,
over the top.
Yeah.
Weak-willed with a speech impediment is a person who would end up in Skid Row, no matter how attractive they are. Like, and she is basically a trad wife who is dreaming of a white picket fence, although she dreams of a chain link. But there's something that just, I don't know what it is.
Well, no, I get it. I was honestly just as annoyed with it too, because I get why they did it, but I did still find it quite a bit annoying. But I thought it fit the character though.
Yes.
But I thought it was kind of sweet that she just wanted a normal life. I just think, well,
Yeah.
this is something most people get, and she's treating it as if it would be making her a queen of everything.
Well,
And
but
so
also,
It also gives you a character to root for.
yeah,
Yes.
it does.
yeah, but I'm not really there. I'm not really there because she plays innocent and victim, because she is an innocent victim. But on the flip side, she's also aware of the fact that Steve Martin is a sadist and is willing to use his social stature to try and get out of Skid Row. So she's kind of using the abusive relationship to pull herself out of the situation that she has found herself in. Like,
What she's trying to do, but what are the chances she'd survive to get there?
She's letting him use her more than her using him.
Well,
to get.
Yeah. Oh no, she's dumb. Like, using
Plan wouldn't work.
Oren. Using Oren is not a good ploy because he's not going to help you. But she's dumb enough to think it's like, but he's a professional.
I know. She's hopeful. It gives you a character to kind of root for.
Oh, I can fix him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that
Kind of.
now you're starting to understand the.
Yeah, I still don't
the
like her.
idea of what? Well, you don't have to like her, but at least
Well,
understand
it helps
her
when
character.
you're watching a movie to like a character.
I remember that. Before we get too far into the plot, when it comes to musicals, I like musical numbers which like either tell you more about the characters or move the story forward. And I thought the first two music numbers, like the theme song and particularly the Skid Row one, which just goes on, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't remember it started out this slow. But then all the songs after that I thought were a lot better.
Where things are
it's
green.
like the production design sells you on Skid Row just for seeing the first shot, you know?
All right. Jill,
Yes.
did you have anything?
Yeah, I want to move forward to breaking the potted planter things. So Seymour drops and breaks a lot of pots. Seymour likes Audrey, even though you don't like Audrey, and thinks her black eye is makeup. He doesn't even realize it's black eye. Mr. Mushnick is shooing away loiterers from the front of his store, telling them, "Why aren't you in school?" No, he's.
I know I'm being a jerk. Never mind.
It could be anybody hanging. Like he doesn't
That's
want
true.
people hanging out in front of his display window where they can't see what's on display that he's trying to sell. And
Oh, those trellises.
and wait, I didn't want to get past them so quickly. 1,000 young women auditioned for this role, and so it ended up being Crystal, Renette, Chiffon, Chiffon, with teenagers Tisha Campbell and Sheena Arnold. Okay, and
Michelle
Michelle Weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah, very very important backup voices and stuff in this movie are really great.
Agreed.
But they have a very defeatist attitude that school will not improve their lives just because they live on Skid Row. And I don't believe in that kind of defeatist attitude, but it does set up the next song, the one that Kat thinks is too long.
Yes.
So Skid Row.
Well, in the ghetto.
Every
but this song, but I think this song gives character to the setting of where we are, which is downtown, the difference between downtown where they live and just talking about uptown where they work.
Well, and also in the production of this scene, I thought it was really, I think the direction is fantastic in this film. And the way that Mushkin shoos away the chorus, and then we go into the alley and we follow the woman who starts singing about Skid Row. And then, like, there's an obvious, quick costume change. And it's like a one shot. And as it goes, dollies in and then pulls back, and then one of the chorus is there leaning against the corner of the building. And it's amazing. And I was like, did they do this all in one shot? And it looks fantastic. Like, this is so well crafted. Like, I adore the way that this was made. I think that this is one of the best, like, technical films that I've seen in a while from 1986.
Well, yeah, that's
definitely.
why it costs a lot of money, because the tech stuff is really, state of the art. It still looks great today.
Yeah.
Practical effects.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is all practical. Sentai Ranger Donnie says, "Good morning to Scotty, Jill, and all. Hope everyone is well."
More phenomenal.
All right.
Living hell?
Welcome to the party, pal.
You aren't there yet. Yeah, I believe just before we went live, I tweeted, "Name a movie where you want the bad guy to win. I'll go first." And I tweeted Audrey too.
Yep.
Well, we learned that Seymour was an orphan adopted by Mr. Mushnick.
I would have said Die Hard.
No, I like John McClane.
I like Hans Gruber. Anyway.
Arm wrestling.
That's true. I didn't really care about any of the hostages in Die Hard.
Well,
Star Trek Discovery? Oh, that's not a movie.
Yeah, no, the cancellation is the villain, and that's what we dream of. And it's already happened, so we won.
The shop isn't doing so well. They haven't had a customer all day, so they have this fun little montage of them just switching places where they're sitting. Because it's after this song. You're right. The song does go on a little long. He's just
the thing with it is that I get how that's really helpful to have this song in the stage play version, because you don't really have the benefit of the production design. I just think they did such a good job with the design that they sell it immediately when you see the establishing shots. It's like, yeah, I get it. I don't need you to sing about it.
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
They wanted to tell you that.
They're going to retain it.
That Seymour is depressed.
Yeah,
well,
and
everyone's depressed.
Focusing on Seymour, I would have liked it more, but he only gets a bit part in the song.
Like, maybe that's part of the thing that rubs me the wrong way, is that a lot of this movie is redundant. Like, it keeps telling you the same thing over and over. And
but in
when you
a
get to
good
it,
way.
fine, sure. But I'm just saying,
Well,
this is an hour. This movie is an hour and 40 minutes long. I'm pretty sure an hour and 20 would have been fine. And
I
that
don't think
is
it's
the
redundant.
director's cut. I do. Because every time it's like, I'm sad. And then there's a happy song. And then there's another song that it's like, I'm sad.
Well,
And
it
it's
was
like, I
only
know,
about an
you
hour.
told me.
Actually, it's about an hour 29 if you get rid of credits.
I watched, what was it? An hour and 40 is the director's cut. So maybe that's why I'm upset. Yeah.
Had your stopwatch out, did you?
Had to which
How to
one?
Wannabe says Skid Row is probably my favorite song. Yeah, it sets up the characters and the settings. And it not everybody buys everything visually, and so they sing it out loud, and I don't think that's redundant. And it sets up what they both want. They both want to get out of Skid Row. Audrey and
Downtown, where the lights
Seymour.
are low. He said, downtown,
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna go. I said, down. Anyway, I don't know the
Okay,
lyrics.
and so they haven't had a customer.
Fast car. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Everybody, I didn't know everybody needed a musical number at this point.
What? Come on! Everyone gets a musical number except Mr. Mushkin.
And so they haven't had a customer all day, so we get a little switch between everybody, because you got to have the contrast between no customers and then later on when we do have customers. So Audrey suggests that Seymour show Mr. Mushnick the plants he's been experimenting with, and so that's how we finally meet Audrey too. And they think if they just put this strange and interesting plant in the window, they might get some business. And Mr. Mushnick thinks that's a ridiculous idea. And then a random person comes into the shop and says, "Well, his delivery is really funny. Excuse me. Well, how does he say it exactly? Excuse me, I couldn't help noticing that strange and interesting plant." And he asks how Seymour found it, and he tells the story of how they went to the flower market, but Chang's didn't have anything that interested him. That's where he usually goes for interesting plants. And then the solar eclipse happens, and Seymour stares right into it. So here's a PSA: do not stare directly into a solar eclipse without special glasses that filter out the radiation for you. And so then we get another song. We get Dadu is the name of this song.
Badu.
Except that Seymour mostly just speaks all the lines. The only singing are the doo-wop background singers here. And we get this line. And there was this strange humming sound, like something from another world. When the light came back, this weird plant was just sitting there, just stuck in among the zinnias. And so that's how he finds that. And besides being a puppeteer for Audrey too, Mac Wilson appears as one of the doo-wop singers, but I don't know which one of these is Mac Wilson. Does anybody know? Let's see. Mac Wilson. Well, one of these people is. Oh.
I'll be right
based
back.
on this picture, it's probably this one. All right. Yeah. And you're welcome back as soon as you're done with that. Franko Walker wants you to remember, if you're enjoying this live stream and learning about this movie, make sure you're on live chat. YouTube cut some chats on the top chat. Yeah, right. If you're set on top chat, you might not get to see everything. And so who else did anybody else get here?
I don't know.
Would it be cold? Okay. Franco says I wanted Darth Vader to win.
I have you now.
There we go. Well, okay, here we go. The Padawannabe says to Scotty R37, if you're listening while you're away smoking or drinking or whatever, well, the sad songs actually made me relate to the characters way more. A happy life without constant problems equals fake.
And they give you something to root for.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a more established way to say that. The sad songs emphasize the struggles the characters are going through, says Franco. Gavin says, I looked into the eclipse in the early thousands. Didn't turn into a superhero or nothing. Oh, well, I'm glad you didn't damage your eyes, Gavin Blackburn. Lucky. Hey, Donnie, I'm in the car headed to the allergist. Oh, I hope you figure out what's wrong. What's giving you those allergies, Penny? Well, and because of this interesting story, because of the strange and interesting plant told, and the strange and interesting story, the stranger buys $50 worth of roses, but they don't have any change for 100. So he decides, oh well, I'll just get double the roses then. So he buys $100 worth of roses. And he's not the last customer. This is only the beginning of what this little plant is going to give in terms of business to Mr. Mushkin's shop. So we get a montage of business booming just so people can come and see the strange and interesting plant and how it will grow. They have a reason to come and return to the flower shop. So Mr. Mushkin is so happy. He wants to take his employees out to dinner, but Audrey has a date with her abusive boyfriend. But Audrey too is really sick and needs taken care of, so Seymour doesn't get to go to dinner either. And so they're still packing up. They're selling all the plants that have just been hanging around this entire time. And welcome in the chat to Old Man Bird, Cole Stream, Canadian Spider-Man caught it on the replay. Oh, I need to listen to that. Last night, Canadian Spider-Man had a stream. So I gotta check that out. Come and look at our weirdo plant some more. See how it grows.
Also, we get a great cameo coming up. But I wanted to respond to Patawannabe, who said that the songs made you empathize with our downtrodden characters, which is fine. However, all of the bad guys get the bangers.
Oh, sorry about this. This was a kid story I was reading to my daughter. I didn't know how that got in there.
And
also, there's a correlation to the parable of the hungry mungry that ended up eating the world.
What's a hungry mungry?
It's a entity that starts off eating a little bit and then eats more, and then it ends up eating the whole world.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. What is that?
It's a charming.
Yeah, I'd have to look up that.
It's a poem that I heard once at my sister's college graduation. I'll look it up.
It's a children's story, you said?
You know what? I'll look it up.
It's a song by
I like
Silverstein.
That. I like when things get. There's some literature.
Famous.
So we get our next song. The next song is Grow For Me, and this one Seymour laments that he's tried everything to get the plant to grow. Sunlight, water, minerals, nothing's working. And then he pricks his finger on a rose and discovers that the plant requires blood to grow.
It is indeed it is indeed from a Michelle Silverstein book.
Well, and this is this is amazing. Christopher Guest was the first guy who shows up. Famously, directed all of those sort of A Mighty Wind and Best in Show. Also part of Spinal Tap.
Christopher Guest. Which one is Christopher Guest?
He's the first guy who comes in after Seymour.
Oh, right. You missed that.
I did. That was my mistake.
You missed the whole. Well,
you left?
I don't know.
He's the one whenever
Scotty leaves.
He's the one who leaves.
When you leave, the show doesn't stop.
He's the one who leaves Spinal Tap when they do the concert at the Air Force Base.
There he is. Christopher Guest. Did you want to say more about him?
He's great. I think that
He is.
and
I thought he was funny here.
I thought so too, and I think that every one of them, I was expecting more people to show up as typical 1960s or 1950s people. And Christopher Guest showed up, and I was like, I'm in for a treat. And then there are a couple of cameos, but I was expecting more. I was hoping for more.
Yeah. Well, you got him.
I
Be
did.
thankful for what you get.
Yes. I sound like Dante Hicks.
There's the chameleons again. Sorry about that. I read my daughter a story last night. And then
Those are chameleons?
they're supposed to be. I don't
Okay.
know. Anyway, he figures out how to feed
Grow
too.
for me. Sorry, guys.
No, that's
Playing the
okay.
part of Tony.
Do you want some lyrics?
No. No.
If
No
you
one
do want to
wants
sing
me to
any
have
of these
lyrics. I'm just going to sing things that I remember. That'll probably be better for everybody because it's brief.
Yeah, that's true. Right, and I basically sum up the songs. I didn't grab a whole ton of text from the songs, except when I need to. So, yeah. So there we go, and then of course, Audrey 2 does grow as a result of this. Oh, and different levels of moisture from desert to mud. So he's a very good botanist here, without a degree.
Which and it's amazing because the first Audrey, like real Audrey, human Audrey, wants to be somewhere that is green, and she does have a secret crush on a botanist. I think that that's adorable.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is really cute.
This is okay. So this is what the first thing I imagined when I watched this, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's Baby Groot."
Not as cute as Groot, though.
But evil.
Yes. Yeah, Groot is good.
We are Groot.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, that was cool.
The punching out of denting the coffee can as Audrey 2 grows. And I was like, that wasn't animated. That was real. That was practical. Yeah. That is amazing. This is amazing.
It's animatronics work. Yes. Mm-hmm. WSKID. And so now we're at the radio station with
Booger.
John Candy. Yes, and we don't get to hear the stories behind all the other weird people in this room.
Yes,
the man has a mannequin who plays a tenor saxophone.
I was going to say a nun sex doll saxophone, but whatever. Some lady who has oh my God, it's a chained suitcase. Like that's something out of Hellraiser. And then this guy's got a flying machine.
Yeah, but he can't take off inside the studio.
Yeah, that's why I figured that Seymour was picked first, is because no one wanted to. We can't get you in the studio, old lady. We don't want to open that case, and I don't want to know why your nun sex doll is blowing a horn. This was very provocative. Not necessarily
it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I know. But it also doesn't. I guess that Seymour's wearing an orange shirt or orange jacket, and she's wearing a blood red skirt, which makes Audrey 2 want to, take a bite out of that booty. But but the thing is, it's not the attempting to bite that makes it unseemly. It's the wiggling of the tongue, and I'm like, okay, so what?
That's intentional.
Yeah, I know. It was
supposed to. It's supposed to signal the red bloodedness of Audrey 2.
Maybe she was on her period. We don't know.
And so, welcome to Ben from Cinema Gulp, who is in the chat.
Please.
Where am I supposed to get it? Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long.
Every time you do that, I'm just like, okay, so this is going to be banned. We're never going to have this a replay. If you're here now, you can't check out the rerun. It's just the thing.
Evil Groot with a better vocabulary. Says
Yes.
Franko Walker. Yes. Yes, Centaur Ranger Donnie says, I've seen Little Shop of Horrors from 1986 when it aired on the independent TV station KTVT 11 in Dallas, Fort Worth, currently branded as CBS Texas. Wow.
Nice.
That is really specifically detailed on how you saw that. He's also the six-fingered man in Princess Bride.
Yeah, that's Christopher Guest. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Okay. I would
Aunt
or will
Rugen.
sing all the songs. Okay, so yes, Bill Murray is in this movie. I like his cameo, but we're gonna wait to talk about him for a little bit. Oh yeah. Don't look into the sun, people. The Padawannabe says, I didn't know this, but I guess they sped up the footage for Audrey too. Yes, they did. I was going to get into that later. They did speed up the footage for Audrey 2 to get the animations right at the right speed for the film, which is incredibly cool. And also, Rick Moranis had to act slower so that when they sped everything up, it was still timed perfectly.
Ooh.
But anyway, we are...
Practical effects.
Yeah, practical effects. So we're here at the radio station with Weird Wink Wilkinson, and he's a perfect DJ. He's hilarious.
I think
he has sound effects.
Yeah. I think between Weird Wink Wilkinson and Dr. Johnny Fever, this is what I figured working at a radio station was like.
It's not? That seems right. He
No,
has this
I don't
little
know.
piano.
I've never worked at a radio station.
He has this little piano where he plays people in and all these things. It's so funny. Just using all the props. And
again, like he was approached to play Mr. Mushkin, and I'm glad that it's this Gardenia fella because I like that he's older. I think that while John Candy would have been great at it, I like that he has but a brief role.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It is a wafer thin role.
See,
Yes,
and that's the thing, is that when I say I'm looking forward to cameos, and then so we get Christopher Guest, and then we get John Candy, and it's like, yeah, no, what are you complaining about? There are lots of cameos in this movie. Tons.
Yeah, and then we switch to Audrey, who's told by the chorus to leave her boyfriend for Seymour. They basically give her the idea, but she doesn't find herself good enough for him somehow. So then we get her Disney princess song.
Yes, this is definitely part of your world.
And
it's Alan Menken. It's Alan Menken, same guy who, and this was pointed out by Naladoc earlier to me in a different chat. And he's like, you got to make sure to mention the fact that this is one of the reasons that the Disney Renaissance happened. Because Alan Menken did the songs for Little Mermaid and Aladdin. Those are the two that I know. This is totally. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast all that much, so I can't really connect the songs. But I did recognize, like, this song, the Somewhere That Is Green, is absolutely part of your world. They're the same song.
Well, okay. Well, they said there are very structural and rhythmic similarities, and so that they also called it Somewhere That's Wet. Their nickname for the Little Mermaid song.
I remember finding it hysterical to see the shot-for-shot remake of this in Family Guy, where it's Herbert fantasizing about a life with Chris.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh god, it was, and it had been so long since I'd seen this movie, I didn't know what it was spoofing. So then when I saw this again last night for the first time in 30 years, I'm like, oh, and that was so much funnier.
Nice.
And when I saw that, I thought it was making fun of Disney. I didn't realize it was a Little Shop of Horrors. So
I want to be where the
I
people
thought
are.
that for years before watching this movie.
I'm dating a
One
summer
thingamabobs. I got 20. Anyway.
All her anyway, this particular song is all her dreams. All of her dreams come from the domestic life advertised in the Better Homes and Gardens magazine.
As it
Yeah.
should be.
And well, as it is
Is
for
she-
somebody
is
who
she-
doesn't as
Is
it
that,
is
is that a kitty?
No, that's a stuffed puppy.
Okay.
But somebody's dreams would come from a magazine if they don't read any other actual books. So I don't know. I wish she would have read more, is what I'm saying. And there's a reason. Yeah.
I'm sorry, doctor.
Yeah, so yeah, just like a Disney princess song, she's dreaming of a better relationship to get away from her current situation. So this
Well,
is
and
her.
yeah.
I want this song. She wants that.
Well, I don't know. Like, this is okay. So this is 1986, and there is a sense of, if you wanted to look at the satire of it, there is a sense of, lady independence. And this is a hearkening back to a days of yore where you're going to sit there and look at the Better Homes and Gardens and say, I want to bake a cake and have a Tupperware party. This is her dream. Also, I love the shadows on the sky that are happening outside. Like, this is such a great. The production
treats
design,
that toaster like it's
brave little toaster.
like it's a treasure.
Talkie toaster.
Her
Like,
entire
she has-
fantasy is inside your Sears and Roebuck's catalog.
Yeah,
Look at
that's where happiness is. I do love the animated bird.
that's
Yep.
Very
yeah.
much.
Me too.
But this is something that's sort of, that's what you want. You want to be rescued by a man. Or you want to build a home. You want to be a homemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she
TV
wants
tables.
she wants that experience. She wants to have a partner and have a life with someone else, not by herself.
She's really
And-
looking forward to not being beaten.
And Swanson TV dinners.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. Does she just not know how to cook, or doesn't have the ability to cook in that apartment she's in?
No, that was the novelty. That was the luxury. All the advancements of the future will free you from having to cook.
Dun, dun,
Or
dun,
eat
dun,
something
dun,
with
dun.
flavor.
Dreaming of having a
Welcome
microwave.
to the world of tomorrow.
Nice. Our
I
bedtime
wouldn't
is
mind it so much.
9:15.
I actually
that's
wouldn't
the
mind it.
thing.
Oh my god.
Sorry, what, Jill?
Actually wouldn't mind it so much if they came in those aluminum plates still, because I don't like heating up all that plastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you're
Used
right.
to be able
the
to
bedtime's
save those
9:15.
plates.
Yeah, yeah, they go to bed at 9:15. Not just the kids, but they do too. That's pretty early.
Well, no, they go to
It's
bed at
bedtime.
9:15. They don't fall asleep until 10:30.
Chicka wow wow.
Right, but that's an insinuation, and yet they have separate beds.
Oh, I forgot about the Betty and Wilma thing. Yeah,
As was the
Fred
style
Wilma.
of the time.
Yeah.
Bunk. Oh God, I forgot it was. Wait a second, that's not their bedroom.
No. But I think it's funny that they're playing Howdy Doody. That's like really old.
Yeah. Well, for the setting of the story, I guess
it does. Yeah, it does make
Real.
sense.
But it's such a childish idealization of when you, like, I have a crush on this person and this is what's going to happen and this is what's going to happen. And then you go back to the reality of what their lives are. And it's like, this is impossible. You
Yeah,
are
but
delusional.
you've got to understand there are childish aspects of any adults of all ages have childish dreams sometimes. You've
I'm
got
currently wearing a
toys.
Starfleet uniform, so yeah,
Yeah,
I get
that's
it.
okay. Just making sure.
No, I'm not
I play with
joking.
the
You want to see?
I adopted my daughter's Tamagotchi. I mean, everybody does a little bit of it if they have a soul.
Welcome to
There it is.
Nice.
Good lord.
Come on, man. I love my fun.
Scott, this is a family program.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your shirt off. So anyway,
and then we
meanwhile,
jump
back
right
at Skid
into
Row.
just a minute. I gotta fix something.
Uh-oh.
It's bothering me.
Do I have to leave?
Why did that? No, you don't have to leave. I just had to fix something. So we jump right into the next song, and it's Some Fun Now. So they're talking about him having a lot of fun, except he doesn't seem to be having a lot of fun. He's draining his blood. Seymour is draining his blood all into Audrey too to help him or her grow.
Now, yeah, this is another, and this goes back to what Padawannabe was saying in terms of the sad songs make you empathetic to the downtrodden characters. Is usually when it comes to a structure of a story, you get to have, there is a high point for our protagonist, and then it's taken away, and not by, it doesn't have to be by hubris or self-interest. It's just like, look at all the good things that are happening to me. But Seymour is so simple that there is no upswing. Like, he is uncomfortable with success. And when you see him get success and he cannot deal with it, and usually when people can't deal with success, they take advantage of it. He just doesn't know how to do it. He just doesn't know how to make a square peg go in a square hole. He's just sitting there like he's killing himself. So even his success is bad for the audience. And that's like, I want Audrey 2 to win already. And
wait, why do you want? Wait, I don't understand. You want? At this point, he hasn't done anything evil yet. So why do?
Seymour's?
How do you?
Are you saying that Seymour's intrepidity and dedication make him unlikable?
I think that his subservience to his subservience to everything, he is predestined to fall victim of whatever he encounters. There is no upswing for Seymour.
See any room for growth from him?
There is no growth.
But he taught himself botany by growing up in this place, and he's an expert. You know,
or it got him
it's
Audrey.
going
It
to
depends
kill him,
on,
but how can you give up
which version?
How can you give up on him this early? I'll tell you when I give up on him, and it's not yet.
Okay, well, I'm already there.
How?
Because
just because he lived a life of servitude, you don't think there's any hope for him. So I guess you didn't like Cinderella either.
Well, you know what? I've never seen Cinderella.
What? Oh, well, I haven't seen Edward Scissorhands, so.
Yeah, there we go. Like, I'm not against it. I just think, like, he's so downtrodden with no upswing in the character. Like, the highest point he achieves in this movie, spoilers, is when he doesn't kill Steve Martin.
Oh, but that's also the first death, and so, but we'll get to that when we get there.
We'll get there.
Because I want to talk about that too, but I want to do it when we're actually there. But you want to just beat down all the characters as early as possible so you can leave.
No, I don't want to. They do that.
God. Okay. Okay. Where were? Let me see.
I don't have to egg on their failure. They're already failing.
That is true.
The only good thing that happens is Audrey too, and that's the villain. If it weren't for the
Well,
villain, everyone's life would still suck, and they would have full lives.
wow, it's amazing that you can hate all of them this
I don't
early.
hate them. I just
It's
feel I
early.
don't have any empathy.
This is Audrey 2. Okay, so he's growing and he's growing. So Scotty's happy that Audrey 2 is already draining Seymour because he's a pathetic loser. So and
Yes,
that's how
this is
Scotty
true.
sees him as.
Yes,
And he doesn't see any potential in him whatsoever.
neither does he.
Yeah,
I would
but
like.
if he had really given up, he wouldn't be here. He hopes to leave Skid Row. So if he hopes to leave, then he wants to leave. Then he wants more. Then he wants to better himself. And that's established in the Skid Row song.
Well, but do you
He
want
does
to?
want
And
more.
but where did you find that wonderful plant? And it's like happenstance, random occurrence of alien invasion. We're not sure of the alien invasion yet, but it's gonna, bad
And he's
things.
eager to help the shop succeed. He helps.
Like, why doesn't he even what? Mr. Mushnick is a dick. Why doesn't he give anybody any more
Ow.
money?
Because he's
Well, I'm sure-
greedy and
'cause
grumpy.
No,
Yes.
because the shop wasn't making any money until just now.
Right. Because of a
Also,
thing.
That's why.
Hey,
Oh, wait,
I
hold
don't
on.
want to be.
I don't want to be is here, but also I want to hear what Kat's trying to say.
I said that's why he was excited to take him out to dinner when they got the $100 in roses, because it was like the first time they've had real
Exactly.
success.
So he's not a dick, Scotty.
I mean, later in
that's
the
true,
movie,
that's true.
but at this point, I mean, later in the movie, he does get what he has coming to him. But at this point, he's
Yeah.
still a good guy.
I don't know if
He's
Mr.
kind
Mushnick
of a-
deserves to die. Padawannabe.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he does. But he was he's
Yeah,
a
he's
father figure. He's a father figure basically too.
An abusive father.
Yeah,
Well,
not
does
very
it?
good with-
Mushnick, I think,
Okay, one at a
adopts.
time.
Mushnick
Oh my God.
adopts.
Yes, Seymour.
Seymour. Yes, I kept thinking Rick Moranis, but he's like his legal guardian, but he's made him live in this basement of his shop. Like on a cot. He didn't even get a decent bed. This kid is Seymour even educated fully? We don't know. I would assume he's probably not if they're in this literal Skid Row.
He's self-educated.
Well, yes, but he's not
Yes.
like a graduate. Like he would dream of being able to own a business like Mr. Mushnick. Even
No,
though
but
Mr. Mushnick's kind of like you've established, he's kind of a douche. I mean,
Well, no, we've established that through song. Is that he's like, and he calls me a slob.
well,
and
but
like,
that's the music.
Mr.
but that's
Mushnick
the movie.
doesn't like
Yeah, that's right. He
Seymour.
did. Yeah, you're right. That's true. He is.
And
kind of
I
a
think
dick.
that Seymour is at a position in life with his attitude and everything that he dreams of getting a library card and he doesn't understand that they're free.
Well, I looked at this very much in like the Disney idea, because this is when you're young, those are your musicals, right? Like we get Disney stuff. I wasn't introduced to as much of this kind of real life performance art in musicals, So this
come
was
on.
it was just a lot more like, oh, this is real life. Like
I think-
you can be downtrodden. And unfortunately, some people never get out of it. Our monsters are different. This actually is an alien plant formed. But
And if you don't like this story, Scotty, at the end of the movie, they say this happened all over the country, so you can pick a different one and watch a different movie.
Well,
Where
no,
Seymour
everybody gets
eats
sucked into
everybody.
this ridiculousness. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But when it comes to musicals, it's interesting, or at least it is to me. You can judge. But I think that the first two musicals that I really knew were Mary Poppins and Oliver. Those are the two that I sort of grew up on.
Oliver, wow, nice one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. A good throwback. And me probably with a lot of other people watching, or maybe even some of our panelists, like I knew of Mary Poppins. I knew of Annie, but
Yeah, Annie was in there.
I didn't see those movies in the theater. I saw, like, me and my friends went and saw Lion King and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. And those were our musicals, you know, Little Mermaid and
yeah,
so,
well, and that's part of my prejudice towards this movie is because I think that it influences some of the good musicals that I've seen. But so this movie came out in 1986, Padawannabe. What was your first experience watching this?
I thought I saw this in the theater, but I had to have seen it on videotape because in 86 I wasn't going on my own to theaters yet. Like, is it 86? Isn't that when like Star Trek 4 came out?
Yes.
I remember going to a birthday party and the parents being blown away because they didn't have to buy the tickets for their kids. Like, this person invited everybody to a movie. She paid for all the kids' tickets. And like, my mom was blown away by this, you know, when we went and saw Star Trek. But so this was about that time. Like, I wasn't on my own yet. I hadn't started earning my own. Junior high is when I really start. So like in 2 more years, then it was all about movie hopping.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I do remember this movie so well. I've seen it. I watch it every once in a while. It's always been a movie I've needed to own. And I am definitely not a fan of musicals, but I just love this film. I've never seen it live. I don't even know if I necessarily want to. I would love to. These stars' portrayals of this character. I was a huge fan of Steve Martin when I was a kid. So he lived up to it completely for me. And Rick Moranis was known, but I think I knew him more from what, like, the
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, but even like, what was his CTV? What was that?
SCTV. Yeah,
SCTV.
No, good call.
Can't say I was able to watch a lot of that, but I knew those characters, you know, so I knew who John Candy was before, like, being in these movies. But that was at that time. It must have been like you saw him on talk shows. I'm sure they were all on Johnny Carson, you know. So I love her, and I think Audrey was a Broadway star at this time.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Her voice is just outstanding in this.
Agree to disagree.
She played Audrey herself. Well, her singing voices.
I love her. I love the broken gasps. I love that old school voice. She kills it. She kills it. I just love her. Yeah, it reminds me of in My Cousin Vinny. You know, I mean, Vinny's girlfriend.
Are you comparing?
Well, it's the same kind of accent.
Comparison.
They're from the same
kind
of area. They've got that New York-y attitude in the voice, you know. So I don't know, because that's definitely not how California girls talk.
No, absolutely. In terms of regional and whatnot. But the thing that I don't like about Audrey from the get-go is that she is a weak-willed victim.
Yes.
So is Seymour.
But okay, yeah.
That's Skid Row, baby.
They're both abused in different ways.
Skid Row, baby.
But that's the life that they were born into, and they think that that's the only way to live. And maybe they would have broken out on their own if they would have had a chance.
Well, and you think too, where they live, could they live on their own with minimum wage jobs? Probably not.
Are you saying that there's no agency in an individual to be able to get out of their own situation? And
Scotty,
yes.
This scene in particular shows that they're willing to try to make that step.
Did Scotty have both parents?
Yes. I had 4 parents.
Seymour wants Audrey offers to help Seymour go out to pick some clothing. They never actually have this. This would have been a great character development, and it would have shown some rebellion from
No, but this is part
Audrey.
of the thing. This is part of the thing that makes me angry. It's like, you would do that for me? Oh yes, Seymour. I would do it in a moment. And it's like, tonight? Oh no, I can't. I have to go out with my abusive boyfriend.
That part,
who's gonna break my arm.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Well, then
But they
go
got
fuck yourself, lady.
But they almost got there. It was close.
But isn't
they
this
showed signs of
this is stupid people not realizing how to do stuff. You know how I always say that I love seeing people do their jobs? These people are not doing their jobs. Not at like an employment, but in life. Do you enjoy happiness? I would like to, Seymour, but unfortunately I have to go get anal. No.
This part was so high school for me. I thought this part was so sweet.
I reeled it in.
I thought this was so sweet because it's like, oh, you mean you'd actually go to the prom with me? Sure, but I already am going with Davy.
Exactly. That
you know, I mean,
it's
that's life, man.
I know.
I've almost had this exact situation. It's like, God dang it.
I love you, Scotty, but unfortunately, I'm married.
Sure. I love her voice.
The beatings are not
I just
so
love
big.
her voice.
You get used to them.
Oh, I just love it.
You know what? I'm gonna start using Audrey as a voice instead of the Valley Girl. I think both of them are applicable.
File 13 says, just like the sound of music, my siblings and I were forced to memorize the entire
Oh my god!
Perform it. So we could perform it in front of company.
Was one of your parents a theater teacher?
The hills are alive with the sound.
Oh my
of
gosh.
Seymour.
I would hate my parents if they made me do this as a little kid.
I don't know.
I was not into that when I was a little kid. I did not want to do things in front of people and that kind of stuff.
Well, they say that public speaking is the number one fear of people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So,
yeah, I do that every weekend.
I think that making children perform helps them in at least a little way, or at least acknowledge their fear.
I think it does too, but it's tough when you're like your first time you get out there and it's like, oh, I'm in the auditorium.
There are some people who subscribe to the best way of helping you to learn how to swim is just throwing you in the water.
And 17,000 children died.
I love Audrey in this movie. I really got nostalgic.
Guys. No, we gotta
so
shut up
happy
because
with
the
this.
king of the movie.
Oh, this is my favorite part. I remember.
Yeah,
I memorized
mine
this
too.
as a kid.
What kind of a professional drives a motorcycle?
The intro is my favorite part. This is
Lauren Scrivello.
Scrivello, yep. Scrivello.
Oh, I mean,
she says his name like one time real quick in the movie, but her accent's so that you don't even hear it as a name.
Like shooting puppies with a BB gun. I
I
found a pussy cat and bashing its head.
You just wanted to sing that. This song is hilarious.
This song is the best song.
I was done.
My favorite part of this song is the "Oh, Mama."
I just heard a dog barking in the back.
Oh, that's my dog. I'm outside. I'm in the shed. I'm in the backyard. My dogs are around.
Well, as long as you're not behind the shed, everything should be fine.
So because he killed pets, his mom told him to find a career that would match his desires to cause people pain.
Yes.
And so he became a dentist. But the song itself, it's well done, hilarious.
Who wants to do it? Do you have the lyrics? I'll do this.
I am your dentist.
Okay. No, can you put it in the private chat so we can have a chorus of it? I think that everyone who loves this movie.
How much of the?
My God.
How much of it do you want?
Scotty, you know that harmonious singing is impossible over
Oh no,
StreamYard.
we're just gonna yell. It's gonna be like a.
No, only one person can sing.
Only one? I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, at a time anyway. You can take turns if you want.
John Burns in the chat says everyone in this movie is amazing. Yes, that
I love it.
Totally true.
I love it when Steve Martin jumps off his motorcycle and it just like skids to a stop out in front. And the leather jacket. I mean, this guy's so wanna be cool. It's so
everything is going to work out for this guy no matter what.
He's Elvis.
God, Steve Martin does so good at that. Just the movements and all the goofy mannerisms. He's so funny.
Okay,
just kills it for 5 minutes.
Absolutely amazing talent. I agree. He brings the choreography to life.
Yeah. He was a very Dick Van Dyke-esque type talent to me. So calm, but more relatable. Who's singing?
What and how much of it do you want? Is there a particular lyric you need?
Hang on, I've got directorial notes. So
please, this song's probably on Spotify.
Well, no, I know. But I'm trying to get the lyrics.
The lyrics are on Spotify.
Okay, then can you post
in
the private chat and then we'll do it?
I don't know if I can do that.
All right. Well,
my operating system isn't working, so I can't access a lot of my apps on my computer.
Can you go to the private chat right now? Because this is the perfect snippet, and this is great.
Oh, I see it.
All right, then let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3,
Who's singing?
4. Everyone.
Oh.
No, not everyone. I said no to that.
Dentist. You'll be a dentist. You'll have a talent for causing things pain. Sorry, that was peaking. Son, you'll be a dentist. You'll be a dentist. People will pay you to be inhumane. It's in... Oh, I don't... See, there you go. That's all I know.
I'll look at them and see if I can find it.
This is... You know what? It is completely representative of my dental hygiene. This scene made it so that I had to get dentures.
I think I looked this up for a karaoke song one time. Let me see.
I have.
Is it called "I Am Your Dentist"?
You
have
the
it.
Last, but I didn't share all of it. I only shared a little bit of the beginning and the end.
This was actually pretty traumatizing to rewatch.
This is kind of traumatizing to watch.
Yeah, no, fair enough. This is amazing. This is one of the best shots in all of cinema.
Yes, it is. It's so
that
good.
is so good.
I watch him when he puts the dental tool in the first pages back and he just twists it. It's still to this day. I'm like, that is such a good prank. And to leave it in his mouth, it's like you don't know what they're pulling on. Nothing would work that way, but it's just so funny.
And how did this guy get on the ceiling?
I know.
But it's again cartoon logic. It's like this is a cat hanging onto the ceiling, and
see a scene like this.
The Tom and Jerry effect.
Yeah, sure. But the one thing, I was watching this scene and I was like, you know what? The most unsettling, and you're right, this is a horror movie that is disguised as a fun musical with great puppets, but it is terrifying because the screams during this
version of it.
Oh, dude, if you want to do karaoke,
there is a karaoke version of it.
Go for it. You're probably better at it than I am, but I'm just saying the screams when the little ginger kid, the guy who looks like Anthony Michael Hall, gets his oil changed in the face.
Yeah.
And the screams that come from all the everything, this is when people say, are you afraid of dentists? All you have to say is, yeah, I saw Little Shop of Horrors. I assume that you're a sadist, you fuck. I'm sorry about the swears, but it's Friday.
Well, okay. So before we move on, I want to make sure if anybody does want to sing any parts of this movie, I give them a chance to.
Yeah, I already did mine and I failed.
Hello.
And no, you did great.
Great, thank you.
We're on the phone.
I heard a phone ring. This song is just
Old Man Bird. Old Man Bird.
So good, but
Hey, guess what? We are sponsored today by Old Man Bird, who sends in
Hello.
a $9.99 super chat.
Yep.
I support the panel. Allergic to this movie, though, just like you, Scotty.
Dude, you're on my side, yo.
Well, Old Man
Thank
Bird
you.
is on your side. Rilla's Random Thoughts is on your side, and Gavin Blackburn is on your side. So you've got.
But it's a
you've got backup.
beautifully well-made movie. Like it is a good movie that I don't like. Yeah, I cannot say. Oh well, I do like this song, but also I have to stop playing it when I go to the dentist.
This song is just a little difficult to do because he changes it up like 3 times in the song. Because like the beginning of the song is very beboppy, and then it kind of changes a little bit, and then he kind of goes into his own little speech thing at the end. So it's not like, oh, I know the beat. And you kind of got to know it a little bit to make it sound good.
So you're saying you don't want to sing it?
If I listen to the karaoke version and I listen to it a couple times, I'll be like, oh yeah, I got it.
Okay,
I'll do it.
then I
But
look
can't
forward
do
to
it
you.
right off the thing.
Then I all right. Then I look forward to hearing you sing it on a karaoke channel.
I'll try and get Saturday on Outlaw Bill. I'll do some Little Shop of
Outlaw
Horrors
Bills.
stuff.
Okay. Then I got a reason to check into Outlaw
I'll
Bill.
repost his thing to your channel there to remind you. Because we're planning on Saturday.
Okay, hold on just
Sorry.
a second, everybody. I've got to read these super chats, and I've got to play some videos for the super chats. So, but hold on to that thought, Scotty, whatever it is.
I will.
Because I read Old Man Bird super chat, but I haven't played anything for it yet.
It's a
So
sticker.
let me spin that wheel. It's
I
a
didn't
well
see what-
sticker. Well, the
Is it a
super chat.
machine?
I still haven't. It is a pair. It is a pair saying thank you.
Sending a pair? What the hell are you trying to say?
Well, he
Yeah,
didn't want to
thank you.
send in a trio.
He was trying to say thank you.
Yeah.
And so this is the video that came up for you. Is this one right here? Where is it?
You're the most understanding soul I ever met up with.
Where is everybody?
Where is everybody? What do you mean, where is everybody?
That's the guy from Where Is Everybody, the first episode of Twilight Zone.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, and then of course for the super pair, what comes up for that one? Let's find out. And it's still spinning, and we get. Oh. Okay, I know where that one is. I wish I could be faster at this.
Well, we're waiting.
Yeah, I need to be faster.
I don't need your fantasy women.
I've got my own fantasy women.
Yeah, minuet.
And John Burns says this movie from my parents' fears of slow drills.
Oh, that one he's got at the end too. It's like a foot pedal.
Yeah.
It's like a sewing machine.
Dirty. Dull.
Oh man.
And Old Man Bird says, Franco, you may have to suffer through Xanadu one day soon.
Oh,
It's
no,
true,
we're
it's
doing
true.
that. I like that musical, so that's going to be fun. No one's going to watch it, but thank you. No, absolutely. That's
No one's
the
going to
next
watch
one.
it.
No one's going to watch our review on Xanadu, but I am
Nobody.
looking forward to it.
Is that a musical? I've known that name like my whole life, but
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't know what that was.
Gene Kelly, Olivia Newton-John, and the star of The Warriors.
Well, I mean, Xanadu, that's like a name I've remembered. Like, what is that? The
Citizen Kane.
Like way back. Like, what is the
Oh, it's like Garden of Eden kind of shit.
remember The King and I and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah, something like that.
Like
It's
way
like
back,
it's
yeah.
a
Well, that
real-
was the name Kane gave to his house in Citizen Kane, Xanadu.
Yes, yes. True story.
Read two.
I've not seen Citizen Kane.
Ooh.
Yeah. I love
Delightful.
Why
That's
is
a
Kang
Klingon?
stealing my lines?
I don't want to talk about
Exactly.
it.
How do you think I clipped that?
Well, all I can say is that it's delightful.
That's one of my favorite episodes.
You underestimate the power of hot muses, Scotty R37.
I don't. I never do. I love hot muses.
Okay, so
Don't you think?
everybody
I
likes
do.
this song.
Depends on
But we
the
have
hot
to
muse.
check out Jedi Bill on Saturday night if you want
Outlaw
to hear
Bill.
Padawan.
Outlaw Bill.
Outlaw
I
Bill.
always do it. I always do it. I always do it.
You know, his name is Outlaw Bill now, but he's always Jedi Bill in my heart.
I call him
can't do it.
Young William.
Nobody calls me Jedi Bill.
I can
The
get away with
commercial's
it.
great.
All right.
The commercial's great.
Relax, Francis.
It is good. Okay, so
Got somebody doing.
there was one more thing about
Mama.
this. Gosh, there's
Enter Bill Murray.
there's a development. There's a development here that there's a documentary. Mencken said that his father and many other men in his family are dentists, and so and he even started to study dentistry but gave it up.
Steve
to do
Martin?
music. No, Mencken.
Oh,
Mencken.
okay.
And so he had fun. He probably had fun writing the song.
Right in the song, yeah. He's like, I have to have this line. I have to have this line. That would be that. I always wonder how songwriting goes. But with dentistry, you're like, oh, I have to mention certain things. Let's fit it in. I would think, there's just so good.
Definitely. And so he
My uncle was a
even knew some of
dentist.
the craft.
And I wonder, they probably didn't, but I wonder if the writers ever talked with any of these actors, because all these actors were this type of talent that they could have contributed into a song or a line here or there or something like that.
Maybe sometimes when things get ad-libbed or something, it doesn't necessarily make it into the script
No,
or they
true.
don't get credit for
Yeah.
it. But
Very true.
I love the last part where he makes the man spit and they do this amazing transition back to Skid Row.
And the dump, yes, I noticed
And the
that
clap.
too. And I'm like, God, that's such a good, so perfectly edited. And I was gonna tell Sky, I said, believe me, Sky, I'll sing this song because how many opportunities do you get to end a song with now spit?
Oh, Nim is here. I struggle with the dentist drill. Steve Martin did not help.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I
not
don't
at all.
imagine he would. No, it didn't help Scotty R37 either. He gets flashbacks just watching that song. But it's probably his favorite song in the movie, but he's not here to corroborate that. So I get to speak for him.
I've never been bothered by that.
Grogu.
Interesting.
What's that, Kat?
I've never really been bothered by the dentist. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's annoying, but it's never really bothered me in that way to have that visceral of a reaction to the song.
If you were introduced to a dentist in your youth and you do regular visits, it's a lot less traumatic.
Not always.
Well, that's true. I mean, you could have a major problem and that could cause your trauma. I have a feeling I will not enjoy the dentist as I get older. Grogu.
Yeah.
Sorry. not
Grogu. Well, I had my first root canal recently. Grogu
Oh.
says, goodbye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Enjoy your weekend. And always remember, this is the way. Grogu out. Mic drop. And hey, and yes, Nim is here.
Yep,
We're
Canadian
glad.
Spider-Man
We're glad
making
for that.
all the hellos.
Franko Walker hates dentists. Well, it depends on the dentist. The one I have now, I like.
I like dentists. I like what they do. The bill has got to go.
Oh yeah, costs quite a
100%.
bit.
Like if it was free, I'd go way more often.
So, what do you think about Oren flying in on his motorcycle like a
This
witch,
was hilarious.
like a witch on a broom, cackling?
Yeah, and you even hear him through. He's like, "What's that noise?" You hear, and I love it. Yeah, he just lands.
It's cute.
Whoever thought of that intro of how this motorcycle moves around the set is just brilliant. It's so funny.
It's like he controls it without even touching it.
Well, it flies, obviously. I mean,
Flies. Yeah, apparently it flies.
It flies.
It flies because he's high.
Yes.
He's high on nitrous oxide.
Hey, you're that guy. Yeah, you're that dude.
There you go. That makes sense.
This was such a kind of a break for me for the Steve Martin character when he's all goofy like this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he seems super nice. I mean, he's all drugged up, but
he's goofy. He's
yeah.
goofy, but
he's hepped up on the goop. He's hepped up on the goopenthal.
Yeah.
Nitrous oxide that he's been taking.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know how he seems nice. He's verbally abusing Audrey.
No, I mean this scene right here when he talks to
not just verbally,
and it's just, but he's still mean. He's still mean. But he's like, hey,
I mean, right now
he's just a little. He's off his mean game.
Not just
right. Right,
my.
you're right. He's offering him some of his gas.
Not everybody does that.
Not everybody offers their gas or carries any around.
Gosh,
she is just like a vape pen.
Have gas will travel.
Yeah, yeah, the vape pen. Yeah, it's basically, it reminded me of like the kids who huffed in high school when he pulls that little device out. I'm just like, oh, geez.
Oh, so we get our next song.
She side saddles.
And you know, no wonder she falls off that stinking motorcycle.
Oh yeah, exactly.
On there like that. That's ridiculous. Way
She's
to
a
ride.
bit. Yeah, well, we've established she's a bit stupid.
Yes.
Oh, I bet he does it on purpose too.
Oh, for sure.
He goes, whoa, went around that corner a little hard.
And then we get the next song, Feed Me. So, of course, that's the one we've been playing, the clip that everybody thinks I'm getting a copyright strike for.
Feed me, Seymour.
And, where is it?
Feed me.
Where am I supposed to get it? Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long.
So this is where the plant reveals that he can talk.
That voice is so good. I loved that voice for the plant my whole life. So cool sounding. That's a man that can speak jive.
He's he's got a great voice, and Audrey too flops over in a fit of desperate hunger, but Seymour is out of blood to share.
I think it's faking it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's definitely. Yeah. No, definitely.
This is really when
really
he's
sick.
playing on Seymour's empathy.
He's trying to grow his strength so he can do what he does at the end of the movie. Definitely correct. I agree with your assessment. And Audrey too, nonetheless, demands to be fed, and Seymour realizes this means he'll have to kill someone. Does it have to be human?
Yeah, they never even try like rats or anything.
Yeah, they don't try any other animals.
I'm gonna kill these puppies.
I wouldn't like that either. But
or badgers.
Seymour can't think of anyone who deserves to be fed to a plant. But
Sure
Audrey
you
can. Audrey too can. Yeah, Oren should be the one. And
does it have to be human? Does it have to be mine?
Yeah. So Levi Stubbs plays the voice of Audrey too. But yeah, they almost got they considered other people. Like Isaac Hayes.
Oh man. I know you don't have the clip, but I do. Like this is the thing.
Tell me which part.
It's the part where they decide that they're going to kill Oren. And it's like, oh, he deserves it. He deserves it. And he's got more than enough blood. I'll find it. I got it.
No, I got it too. I can get it anyway. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. Let's race.
Okay.
No, because
The
the
only
thing
problem
is that
is
I thought my problem with this movie was the songs, but I really like the songs, except for the the ones that are like, "Life is terrible."
Stop and get over, pal. The guy sure looks like black food to me. The guy sure looks like black food to me.
This is it. That's it. That's perfect. Oh my god, what a banger! And who sings it? The villain. This is like if Jafar was the star of Aladdin.
This is Ursula's
that song
moment, man.
that got nominated for best song, and it was the first villain song to get nominated for that, and the first song with profanity in it to get a best song nomination.
Titties.
It's like Ursula's song from Little Mermaid. Everybody loved that bad, evil song.
Poor
Oh, yeah,
unfortunate
definitely.
souls.
Unfortunate
Yeah.
Souls, yes.
so sad, but true.
But that's the thing is that okay, so far in the song in the chorus did the opening. Skid Row is only good until Seymour shows up.
Oh shit.
I know.
But
I
these are
preemptively
Scotty.
apologized.
Well, but these are Scotty's opinions. I think the entire movie.
They
is
do not
amazing.
reflect the opinions of the channel. I understand.
And I'm only teasing him.
But
there are
fun,
four
it's fun.
people. But there are 4 people in the chat who agree with you.
And the thing is that this
At
is the
least.
best song so far.
It is.
And
It is the
this
best
is-
song. I
and-
do agree with that.
Yeah.
See,
And-
white people do have rhythm.
Clumsy bear. I don't got rhythm. Although, you know what? And this is another thing. Like, I love Rick Moranis so much. I think his performance in this movie is like a supernova of talent. And it's amazing. And he is doing all of his own singing. Ellen Green is doing all of her own singing. I think everybody in this.
You could say it's an unexpected eclipse of talent.
It is. It is. I would say that. It was on the papers.
He's having the moral dilemma of should I
Murdering.
should I murder people to feed
Yeah.
this plant? Why is he even questioning this? A lot of folks deserve to die. Counters Audrey too.
But this is the other thing. Because Alan Menken, like, I do think Somewhere That Is Green is part of your world from The Little Mermaid, but this song bumps into Friend Like Me from Aladdin. It's like, what do you want? You want to be on Jack Paw? You want a shiny car? You want a date with Hedy Lamarr? Like, it is amazing.
Oh,
Like,
that's kind of true. He is promising to fulfill Seymour's wishes. This is right.
Make him rich and famous. You know,
I like
everybody
that.
will know your
And-
name.
Good call,
Franco,
Scotty.
you're absolutely correct. Scotty's opinions don't reflect taste. I would like to amend
and
that
it's
and
not so
say
much
good
your-
taste.
Yeah,
I'm fine with
Scotty
your
doesn't
opinions,
matter.
but
Just
you
ignore
kind
him.
of-
We all do.
You kind of just make it sound really. You just seem really. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like
I'm
lighten up a
trying to be
little.
balanced. Like, again, I'm not angry at this movie. I think it is a well-crafted, great movie. It just doesn't sit well with me. I don't like mangoes. I don't like coconut.
I don't like mangoes or coconut either, Scotty.
What the hell?
Oh, shit. I think that's the reason that we're friends, Jill.
Probably.
Yeah.
What the hell am I hearing here?
I don't know. I think
I believe
I
it's
did-
Feed Me Seymour.
I'm gonna go have
All
I might-
night
I might go
long.
have some dried mango.
What the? Okay, good.
So
More for
so
you.
anyway, Audrey falls off the motorcycle, and Oren is blaming her clumsiness, or that he's upset that his hair is messed up as a result. And
I was actually
Sorry.
I was really surprised. It was like, you slut. Like,
yeah,
I thought
get the
that-
door open, you little S word.
Yeah, I thought that was.
You
I was
slob.
like, wow, okay. Now, if I could just, so I mentioned that I watched this on VHS, The first time I saw the little cardboard cutout standee, it was only about 4 or 5 inches tall. It was on the counter at Videoflix. And I was like, I want to see that. And my parents were like, I don't know if I'm comfortable renting you a movie that has horror in the title. And from that moment,
so they rented the best little whorehouse in Texas.
No, I don't even remember what we got instead, but they told me,
Clifford
no,
the Big
you
Red Dog.
can't watch that. It's too much. And so from that moment forward, I wanted to see this movie. And
like
then
a
when
comedy.
I did, I was like, oh.
Like, this is horror?
I honestly think that I stopped watching this movie at the I'll Be Your Dentist, and I just kept rewinding that song. And then I watched a little bit more, and I got to Feed Me Seymour, and then I rewound back to I'll Be Your Dentist. And I honestly, until this morning, I don't think I've ever seen the original ending.
Oh, funny.
Since it came out on video, because I felt like I had to finish it because it was homework. And today, when I watched it, I was expecting the original happy ending, but I was so delighted to see the everyone dies ending. Spoilers. And
spoilers for me.
Then I was like, I don't even remember what the happy ending is, because I'm fine with this movie at the end when Audrey wins.
What happened to Kat?
She'll be back. She just got sick and tired of hearing me talk.
She got Scotty fed her to Seymour.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would never.
Yes, you
never.
would.
Yeah, I totally remember.
Okay, that's an interesting way to experience the movie. You never actually watched the movie when you were a kid. You kind of just watched bits of it and enjoyed the songs.
Yeah. It was like buying the soundtrack. Like, what happens in the theatrical ending? I guess we'll get there. I don't want to jump ahead.
Theatrical ending. Okay. No, we can talk about that now, because I don't really talk about it that much.
They live happily ever after.
Yeah, I actually
don't you?
I remember. Oh, go ahead.
There was an electrical. Okay, so there was an electrical wire on the ground, and that's what Seymour grabs the wire and just electrocutes.
Mm-hmm. They did a little bit of editing with this. Let's see if I can remember it right.
Audrey,
because Audrey comes in after getting the phone call from Audrey 2.
Mm-hmm.
Seymour does come in and pull her out of the mouth, but when she goes outside, when he lays her down, when he's like, "Don't die on me," she gets up.
Yeah,
in
she's
the new
okay.
cut. She actually she's like, "I'll be okay." You know, she actually gets
She doesn't
up.
she didn't have the red hole
no
in
blood.
her stomach.
Yeah, there's no
blood.
There's no little blood. And then the song she sings is not in.
Of course she sings a fucking song.
It's a rendition of the Somewhere Green song, but they said that version of the song was never even heard until this version got released, because that was the version they didn't use.
Okay.
And then he talks about it too. He's like, we actually would have had more music and more sound effects in the end of this movie if we would have had used it, because there's a fight, because now Seymour, so she doesn't die. Seymour then goes in and we have the little battle scene, which is the same, where the vines are going through the floor and the gun, and then it pulls the pillars down. Now, in the original, that kills him. In the recut, they show him grab a power cord out from under the rubble. So you can, and then he shocks Audrey
in the mouth.
And this, I can't remember where
just in
it
the vein,
is.
just
Is
in
it
the
in
vein.
a tentacle or something?
It runs through the entire plant.
Because this I remembered immediately,
explodes.
because you see all the little heads, they're all getting electrocuted. They're all getting electrocuted, and then he goes, "Oh shit!" And I was like, I remember that. I remember him saying, "Oh shit," because I was like, "Oh my gosh, a plant is cussing in this movie, you know.
Oh, I love it.
But
No,
so I totally remembered it, and that's what I was trying to remember if I had seen it in the theaters, because I fully remember the original or the theatrical ending.
So I remember a long time ago when I saw E.T. for the first time, and I was really, really sad when E.T. went away. I think that part of the reason, maybe this could be childhood trauma as to why I don't like it. Maybe I was just upset that Audrey 2 went away.
Oh, and then so Audrey 2 blows up, and then
show
Seymour and Audrey at the house, the greenhouse at the end. They walk through the gate and they're like, "Oh, this is so great!" Yeah, and then they kiss, and that's the end of the film.
Does it have a star wipe?
Well, the only weird thing about it is that they do have a Audrey that's in the grass.
Yes, in the little garden in front of the home, like a little bit of it still survives.
There's the end question mark.
Yeah. Which still exists in the director's cut. But the thing is, and I like that.
But we'll talk about the director's cut later.
Right.
But,
well,
go ahead.
Okay.
You can talk about theatrical.
No, but in the theatrical cut at the end with with Audrey 2, Audrey 3. I always found the numbering system to be confusing. But like, if you have another Audrey 2 in the garden of their home, there had been talk of a sequel. Like a revival thing. You know how they made Willow into a television show? I'm sure if they could get Rick Moranis.
Well, if the original ends with the plant living, either way, it's like, well, there's kind of a second. Is it going to run over the whole planet?
Okay.
Like 28 weeks later? Like,
yeah.
Bigger shop of horrors.
See, that's the part we can't talk about yet because I have something, something to respond to that with. But now you're talking the director's cut, and so that's something we have to wait.
Well, that's the one I watched, yo. I can't help it.
I know.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Okay.
We've got to get through. I learned what Vitalis was yesterday. Like I wasn't paying attention to it the first time I watched it.
What is Vitalis?
But it's some kind of hair tonic or something. I guess it's what he needed to fix his hair, and she didn't have it, so he beat her.
See, that's nicer than I was thinking. I was like, get the Vitalis. And it's like, I thought it was like a drug because he's a drug addict.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Even?
Yeah, it's real.
Is it?
Amazon now has it recorded that I looked up and thinks I probably thinks I want to buy it.
What am I going to do with FOP? I'm a Dapper Dan man.
A hair tonic, whatever tonics were.
Not a pomade.
Your treatments.
When people put style on the mustache.
I would like to thank everyone who is listening to us babble about hair tonic.
Thank you. And also, of course, they choose Oren as their victim, as we just heard the song.
Okay. So I do want to talk about the Audrey 2
now
couple for a second. Can you go back one?
Okay. Oh, okay, sure.
So like based on they made 3 different sizes of Baby Groot, Teenager Groot, and Big Groot is what they made. I'm paraphrasing. And when they did all of this puppetry, because again, this is all practical, hell yeah. And they had to like basically repair the puppet and repaint it and get it all ready. It would take like 3 hours a day based on the physicality that they had allowed it. It was like, yeah, no, it'll do everything you want it to do, but we're going to have to fix it every day. And they did. And I think that this is one of the greatest. Not a Muppet. Muppets are nice.
This is a giant marionette.
It's crazy. But the thing is that I was like, that head is so big. Were there wires? Like, how did they
people
do that?
inside wires and rods? They had things going above and below. They said full crew was 60 people. Minimal crew. They had to have at least 30 people on it for the minimum.
That's amazing. Like, this is one of the greatest practical effects. Like, I absolutely went bug nuts over Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the technical ability on that film. Same deal on this one. Like, this is incredible puppetry.
So then it gets even better and better as the movie goes on. And
I know.
Oh,
and
I love this villain. I want her to win.
about the puppetry
Her,
also,
okay.
because
Yes.
Frank Oz himself did that job. So he mentions on the commentary, he says it was nice to have the experience that I knew what I was putting them through. Like I knew when they I know it's hot, but we can do one more take, or I knew when they needed
Right.
some time off. And I was like, that's why I was commented in the chat earlier. It's weird to hear Frank Oz and him have nothing to do with the puppetry. You know, especially coming off, he's still on his Yoda rise. I mean, this is just 10 years later that they're reaching this point of animatronics. I'm not sure exactly what they call
animatronics.
this,
True.
because I don't know how much
Yes.
mechanical, because there is so many wires and
There
things like that.
was.
But this, and I mean, then what's the next one? Jabba the Hutt, and that's like a joke.
Well, Jabba the
compared
Hutt was
to
what, like
how this
3
is.
guys?
It was a few people at once, but this thing is just like you're saying, it's a masterpiece. And you watch
It wasn't
films
3 guys. It was
and
like 7
series that try to do this mimicry where they have a puppet and they have to match up the words. And some companies just can't do it. And it's like when you see the ones that do it right, and then it amazes me even more. It's like, oh, they were messing with speed and dialogue and singing, and they still nail it.
But that's and
like,
also, like,
so
I think
good.
Jim Henson's son was part of the puppetry team. And one of the things that I really appreciate are, the Muppets and the emotion that is given to those puppets, because it's not about dialogue. I think that one of the things that Jim Henson really highlighted when he was teaching other people how to be Muppeteers instead of puppeteers, it was like, don't think about the dialogue. Think about how to move the body. Body language is the importance. And then the dialogue will come naturally after you understand the body language of a puppet. And I think that's what differentiates Muppeteers from puppeteers.
I mean,
if
honestly,
I may expound.
we see more emotion on Audrey 2 than some actresses these days.
Oh,
I hate to say it.
No, but again, I'm not trying to disparage anyone else, but I'm thinking, like, even when you compare
So
this
amazing.
to something like Farscape, which is also a child of the Henson Company.
That's
and this is a movie that is directed by Frank Oz. He would be the guy to say, you know what? Your puppetry sucks. Go away.
Oh, speaking of Farscape, YouTube bring back Appion's channel. Bunch of jerks.
Yeah, Appion, I guess.
Yeah.
Did they?
Oh, if people haven't heard, YouTube, somebody hacked into Appion's channel. I'm really upset about it.
I don't know the details, really.
Somebody hacked his channel, and then YouTube banned it without even talking to Appion first or figuring out what was really happening. And I think that's really messed up, and I hope that they can fix it.
Well, and you mentioned to me,
it's frustrating me because it could happen to me too.
Is Appion is he a YouTube partner?
Yeah, he is. He should be able to. If you get super chats, you're a YouTube partner. You should be able to connect with them somehow.
I think it might have had something to do with something a long time ago, and that's why he wasn't able to really do anything this time.
Oh no!
Because he said he dealt with something a while ago, unrelated, and he had to do like the nice person course that YouTube makes you do. I forget what it's called.
I've never had to do that.
So
that's crazy.
I think he had to do something like that a long time ago.
Oh man!
So I think it's just kind of like he's been on probation and they didn't tell him.
Yeah,
but still, not to have a warning.
Limitations,
like he didn't
YouTube
get an email. He didn't get.
There are a few things that get me extremely angry. Like things don't get me angry, but this particular thing does. He didn't get any communication at all from YouTube, and that doesn't surprise me. And we just got a half-hearted acknowledgement that the problem exists when I tweeted to the YouTube team on
There was an
Twitter.
earthquake, and then YouTube said, "Yes, we're aware of that. We're looking into it."
We hope you
Yeah.
stood inside your doorway or in
Yes.
your bathroom. I hope
Exactly.
you're okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not very optimistic about this one because I see him leaving chats.
So what did he
Yeah.
do? long
And
time
I
ago in a
never
galaxy far, far away?
even
Why are
got
we
any
talking about
messages
YouTube drama?
from him. I
No,
never
I'm
got
sorry.
any
I'm
from
sorry.
him
I shouldn't have
personally,
gotten
so I
on
don't know.
this sidetrack, but it makes me
Because
really
it's a little
irrationally
shop
upset.
of horrors.
Because you
Avion,
said
we wish the best.
Farscape. You said
Yeah, because
Farscape. That's why.
but
It's
I
your
love
fault,
I love
Scotty.
because
So blame
We
Scott
were
because I brought
watching.
up the
Yeah, because we were
Australian
watching.
puppet
No,
aliens.
because we were doing watch parties. That's why.
Oh,
That's right.
We were
No,
actually
I don't care for
watching
watch
this
parties.
show right now, and now I have to finish it myself.
Oh
'cause
no,
we're
that
not
sounds
gonna.
like a sad pornography.
That show's great. I actually
is
like that
sad.
show a lot. The puppetry and the animatronics on that show are next level, just like this.
we can move on from that.
Yeah, we gotta get
I'm
back
sorry,
to that little
Appy.
shop of
I'm
horrors.
really sorry. I'm really sorry that happened to you. It's not fair.
I don't think it's good. I don't mean to make light. I'm just
No, I don't think you're making light, Scotty. I just wanted to bring it up because it makes me mad.
And what
if
Scotty
the
had
algorithm
mentioned,
has to listen to this, then maybe they'll take a look at it and fix it.
and Scotty mentioned it before, the size of this thing. Because you see, I remember when Rick Moranis is standing next to it and he's kind of talking to it, and it's in the upright position. It's like, I know Rick Moranis isn't like a large guy, but that prop is huge. It's got to be like 8 feet tall.
And so
at least.
Well, and like Scotty said, they were made in different sizes, and also like you said, they messed with the speed because they had to film it at 16 frames per second.
That's crazy how they figured that out too. Just like accident.
And Rick Moranis himself also had to sing and act in slow motion. And then
I wonder.
Audrey too.
Well, no, but I wonder if there was like a production thing where they would go through it in real time and then play it back at the timing that you would have to reenact it.
Well, that's what Frank Oz actually says it, and he says that they were having a hard time getting basically like the gimbal the mechanisms to move fast enough. They're like, I don't know how because he said the puppet was just so large that we just weren't able to make it move real time. So he said he was looking at the dailies, and when he was rewinding it to watch it over, he noticed, he's like, oh, look, the mouth is actually kind of moving at the speed it needs to move.
Nice.
So he played with that, and then he showed one of the other, maybe the editor or somebody, but they realized then, and then he's like, and we experimented with like 10 frames a second, 12, 16, but I think they ended up on 20 frames a second for this. And then what Jill was addressing this whole time, and then it forces Rick Moranis to literally act and sing in slow motion. And it's kind of what we went through in like the late 90s, 2000s, where they would do the videos. They would record them super fast, and it kind of looked like they were in slow motion, but they were singing the right speed. So it's a similar kind of effect with this thing. So yeah, what we're watching is a fast forwarded version.
But like that's the reason that I admire this movie. I don't like this movie. I admire this movie.
It's almost better.
It is that kind of happenstance and serendipitous accident that makes it so that they made the art work. Like, this is art. This is absolutely art. Oh, and here we are.
Finally, Bill Murray. Yes, this is the most hilarious part
Candy
of the movie for
bar,
me.
candy bar.
Candy bar. Whoa, candy bar.
Oh, and her headgear's way over the top, but I'm sure many of us knew a friend that did have headgear brace.
No, I wasn't born in the 60s.
I did know some people that had this headgear braces.
That little girl who was dressed like a transformer, that was Jim Henson's daughter.
Oh, is it?
Funny.
Yeah.
Well, she does a great job.
She does.
Whoever thought of this contraption is just ridiculous.
No, but you said you saw that.
Then what'd he do? He's like so excited.
And that woman grew up to marry Richard Keel.
Arthur Denton. Arthur Denton is the
Arthur Denton. What a great name.
masochist. Well,
the masochist, yeah. Like
he's the
you know what?
masochist.
If woke Disney were to make this movie today, it would be a romantic comedy. Making my way downtown. And so this guy shows up with that guy, and it's Brokeback Mountain for dentists.
Oh no.
But the sadist doesn't want. But the sadist doesn't want to be with the masochist.
No, I know. That's the third act, sort of like, I don't think we can be together. And then they get back together at the end, and it's like, I miss your face. Show me your smile. Show me that smile again.
And I've never heard anything between these two guys, but I hope they had a good working relationship because I love both Bill Murray and Steve Martin, but I hear a lot of stuff about Bill Murray these days.
Yeah, Bill Murray, I've heard, is tough to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Just seems like he's getting old. That's all. I mean, so it happens.
I know, but there's some good stuff too. I heard about that time he crashed a wedding and everybody loved it.
Oh yeah, and I heard like he's like there's a story he like showed up at some frat party and just started doing dishes.
Well, yeah, and he was a bartender at one point. Like, and the thing is that I do not need my performers to be great people. I'm happy when they entertain me.
Yeah,
and so if Bill Murray is not perfect, I don't care.
Oh,
that's the gun in the pocket.
Right. That's the gun.
What do you want? What do you want?
Because we didn't really see it, but that Seymour walks in because he thinks the office is still open.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's because the nurse left.
Yes.
She was like,
I'm off duty.
Exactly, off duty.
So Oren is trying to cause Arthur pain, but Arthur is enjoying
a big fan
so much. A big fan, just almost sexually so excited.
It's like, I think I need the drill. Are you gonna get the drill? So funny.
Yes. The sadism and the masochism is so funny.
And his eye rolling and his facial are just so funny too. I mean, it's typical Bill Murray, but he's just so over the top here. It's so ridiculous.
So good.
Yeah, and apparently it's all ad lib by
Is it?
Bill Murray. According to this, yeah, he improvised all of his lines as the dental patient. And that's why the characters he interacts with seem to be not knowing what he's going to say.
Little off kilter, yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
yes, and then of course because Oren is not having fun because Arthur is having fun, so he kicks him out. Turn off that song. Pause that music.
It's like, oh, you like it.
Oh, no.
It's not me.
Has music?
It's not me.
Who has music?
It's not me.
I have to mute everybody just to see where the music is because I don't actually. Oh, that was Scotty. Okay. Scotty,
started watching it.
You're supposed to be talking about the movie, not watching the movie.
Yeah, there's nothing better than talking about a song.
Excuse me. You know, you can go if you want. If you're not having a good time.
Come on. I can't be abusive during the dentist scene? It seems appropriate.
No, you can't.
All
not
right.
on my live stream. That's not nice.
All right. Well, I wasn't being mean. Well.
Yeah, you were. You were like, it's stupid to talk about songs as we're talking about a musical.
Okay, I stand corrected. Do you want me to stand? You want me to actually stand? I'll stand.
Stand in the corner.
I will.
Where's that? Do you have a hat?
A dunce cap.
You want me to make a dunce cap?
Or a
Okay,
tinfoil
fine.
hat. Either one.
It's not gonna work with the headphones. It's not gonna work with it.
Make it work.
Make it
Oh,
work.
shut up. This isn't Mission Impossible.
Okay. Anyway,
Yes.
Arthur decides. Arthur gets kicked out, and Oren is relieved to see Seymour, and that Seymour is afraid of his dental instruments. So he decides to relieve Seymour of his wisdom teeth. But his folly is, of course, wanting to use his. Oh my god!
Ugh.
That looks like me.
His folly is deciding to use a rigged up machine that gives him nitrous oxide while he works. It hands free.
Yeah, like a scuba tank.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Seymour's trying to figure out the best time to shoot him.
This is what's that? A gun? Yeah, Steve Martin.
Yeah, he's just laughing
so
inappropriately because of the nitrous oxide.
Well, and that's the brilliance of this performance, is that after he breaks off the knob and he's sitting there and he's like, and he's laughing because that's the purpose of the drug. And he's like, no, but seriously, I could have fixed. And then but he's still having a great time. And then he dies.
Yes.
Well, after he recognizes the fact that he's been abusing Audrey.
Right, and that's why Seymour is allowing him to die and doesn't help him.
Right.
And the sax deflate.
And the band played on.
And so Seymour allows his enemy to die.
Sure.
Not that he could have done anything to save him.
Oh, no, he totally could have.
He
doesn't.
Done something. He could have taken
CPR
off the
was
mask.
not widely known back then.
He could have just taken off the mask. Both of his hands were free.
That defeats the
He could've,
purpose
he
of
just
using
didn't.
drugs.
Oh, wait a minute, Max. What did you want to say?
He could have. He just didn't.
True.
Because of the movie.
Coulda, woulda.
Because this is his first kill, is just allowing someone to die.
This was the first planned one.
The doctor could have saved himself if he had, well, I guess he was all high and stuff. So he forgot that he could take off the mask.
Well, he could have taken off
the mask.
He could have taken off the whole thing. Yeah.
Why didn't he try?
That's not in the script, you guys.
Because of the story. We don't want Seymour to kill Oren. We want Oren to die.
And he was high, so he wasn't thinking right.
Right, exactly. Drug addicts
We don't
deserve
want
to die.
we don't
just
want
like Audrey's
Seymour.
too
We don't
sad.
want Seymour to commit murder. We want him to commit manslaughter.
Not drug addicts. Sadists who kill puppies deserve. Well,
we didn't
what they
say
get
that they
themselves.
killed.
Yes, they
I
do.
shot a
Yes,
puppy
they do.
with
I
my
agree with
BB gun. I drowned some guppies, and when I was done,
How do you drown guppy?
I don't know. That's how bad this guy is.
I think it was poison.
Yeah, I probably did.
No, drowned guppies sounds funnier.
It is kind of fun. Well, I guess you drown the guppies by taking them out of the water.
I
Yes,
guess
suffocate guppies.
that makes sense.
That's verbiage.
I know. I love the English language. It's one of my favorites, even though I
But
misuse it
this
consistently.
kill is just like Walter White's first kill in Breaking Bad, where he doesn't.
What?
Yes, it is. It's
No, you're
exactly
high.
like-
Walter White's first kill in Breaking Bad was blowing up an entire, he blows up a floor of a building.
Does that happen? No. His very first
End of the first season,
is in
right?
the basement.
Oh,
When he
right.
picks
The
up
guy
the
with the
guy with
the
the
guy
shard
with
of the
the-
plate.
Oh no, what is it? He's got the bike lock.
Nacho.
Is it the bike lock guy? Either way, no, you're right. You guys know more about Breaking Bad than I do. That's just science.
Oh. You know what? It's not his first kill. Okay. Anyway, I was wrong. Never mind.
Wrong show. No.
But it's not his first kill, but it was one of the kills that he did.
That's gonna
when
be-
he let the kill that the Walter White kill that this is like is when he let Jesse's girlfriend
died.
asphyxiate in
Oh,
bed.
I never saw
and didn't.
her. I never met her in my watches.
Okay, so that wasn't season 1.
I
forget when that
cannot
was.
wait, Jill. And everyone, you're all invited. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know
You're
what
never
year.
gonna watch it.
No, I will watch Breaking Bad, but the thing is that we're going to have to watch it with Better Call Saul. We're going to have to mix them both up, and we're going to have to do it chronologically.
I think what I mean is it's not his first kill, but it's his first one that's morally gray. The other ones were
that one is where he changes. He really changes.
Yes, I knew it was like a turning point of some point.
Crosses a threshold.
I love that my
don't
cackling
support-
happened while this slide was on. Yeah,
Scotty R37, no more.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You
Now-
know, it's the polls are live.
Now Seymour doesn't
Oh, speaking of polls,
Actually-
there is a poll.
do either of these feeding time kills. He's just doesn't save them.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay, the first one, it takes, this is where I lost Seymour.
means
is
to
when
do
he
it,
had
but
an
it's
axe
like-
and he was dismembering people.
That's where
That's the tough one,
that's
yeah.
where Seymour lost me too, Scotty. That is where it is. Not when he's feeding Seymour with his blood. That's fine. Not when he lets a evil person die. I can get over that. But chopping up said evil person is
Yeah.
equating that evil and feeding
Yes,
it to
yes.
a alien plant.
Well, and
That's where he goes too far.
It's been so long since I saw it. I thought that more time had passed from the death of the dentist. And
That's
it's
so
like
funny.
Seymour chops him up and then keeps
Whoops.
parts of him in like a freezer or something. Oh no, it has to be fresh. Anyway, no, I thought that there was more time, but he, like, everyone else is eaten whole. And it's like, why do you have to chop him up?
Because I thought of that too, and I think this one here, Audrey's not quite big enough yet.
She doesn't have teeth yet.
Because she does get, I'm basically, you kind of go off the idea that like, oh, it grows every time it gets fed. Because even when the first time it gets the blood, it grows quite a bit.
Yeah.
So if feeding it, it's almost like an exponential growth.
And Mr. Mushkin rightfully being suspicious of seeing a person chop up another person. Oh no, what a villain. It's like, don't kill Mr. Mushkin. Yeah, no, he saw murder happen, so we have to kill.
And then, hey,
Kill
if you give me something, I can let you get away.
Yeah, but that's, and all he wants is Audrey, and all Audrey wants is him.
Yeah.
We'll get to Mushnik. But first we have to
Mushnik, my mistake.
we'll get to so we fed so Seymour fed Oren to Audrey too, and so that's where he's become morally bankrupt. Please vote in the poll. It's anonymous. Yes.
Exactly.
And the poll is, which ending do you prefer, the theatrical or the director's cut? We've got 47 to 53 so far.
In favor of who?
That's a nice theatrical gets 47 and director's cut gets 53. That's a nice split.
Oh, nice. Oh, what? Franko Walker says stream crash?
Oh no. I
What
hope it
happened?
comes back up. But the next morning with Audrey's dressed in black, morning Oren, and we get our next song, Suddenly Seymour. And this is where Seymour says it isn't it? It's not that bad. Oren died, right?
Yeah.
And she agrees, but she feels guilty because she actually wished for this. She wanted to be free of Oren, but she couldn't figure out how to do it herself.
Uh-huh.
And
She's a sad, pathetic idiot.
she felt trapped in the life that she's given to herself, that
She
she
chose
doesn't feel
it.
like she can figure out how to move forward on her own. She did.
Right.
She met Oren dancing in a
In a strip
exotic.
club.
It doesn't specifically say she's stripped, but she was wearing
connect the
skimpy
dots,
outfits. Yeah, she probably was stripping.
But she
Playboy
says
Club
this
or some
too.
such.
she says this about herself, that she doesn't. That's all she deserves is guys like this. There's no reason why a nice guy would have any reason to look her way, because she doesn't feel good enough at all.
And
Yeah,
yet
she
she
doesn't think
still
anybody
looks
would
at
like her.
she still looks at Seymour and says, "You have a problem with self-esteem." She
Yeah.
still wants to judge someone who she considers
But that
to be
was
smaller
earlier.
than herself.
No,
That's part of the
what
reason
that-
why she can't be with Seymour in the first place, is because Seymour is too little, not good enough for her. I know
She never
she
said
says,
that.
I know she says, I
She
don't
never said he's
deserve
too little.
Seymour. But the reason that she's with the dentist is because of his social standing, his professional standing. He's the professional. Why is it that Audrey 1 sounds like the son of Sylvester the cat? I'm so ashamed, father.
Oh, she
Doctor.
does. You're not wrong about that.
Okay, thank you.
But everything else, you're wrong.
Okay, fair
I'm just
enough.
kidding.
I will accept, as long as I get Sylvester the cat's son.
You're not
I'm good.
completely wrong, but you take a really crappy outlook on people who are in crappy situations.
I hate the pores.
Apparently.
Welcome to my life.
But
I
I
live
am
in the
poor.
pores.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's hard for her to break out of what she's lived her whole life. She wants to, but she doesn't know how to.
Why? But
Oh,
what?
look! Wait a
exactly?
minute!
Never
Wait a
mind.
minute! Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division says, "Wait, there's a director's cut. Yeah, we're going
Hell
through
yeah.
it now. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna spoil it in a little
It's
bit.
going to be totally
timing.
spoilers for the thing that you've never seen.
Uh,
Oh, by
And
the
is
way,
it really a
Audrey 2
spoil? Nah,
wins.
not really.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
did
better.
I say hi to? Yeah, I did say hi to Sentai Ranger Johnny, but he's got a new profile pic honoring the 50th anniversary of Super Sentai. Which
More phenomenal. Oh, dude, I was scrolling through the Niagara Comic-Con, I think, and they're gonna have like the surviving Power Rangers all there, and I was like, oh, I should do something. I should go there. It's also gonna have Michael Ironside. We're not sponsored by that particular convention.
No, but you
there's a
can
bunch
always
of
talk
people
about
who are gonna be there.
conventions on the show, Scotty. That's totally
Yeah.
fine.
No, but Niagara,
Neat.
I think it's the Niagara Comic-Con coming up in June.
Anyway.
Or July. But yeah.
Neat. That's good.
Either way.
Well, yeah, if you're close by in Canada land or America,
Well,
where
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls is on the
If
border.
you live in upstate New York,
North United States,
Buffalo-ish.
Oh, this could be one of my.
Oh, okay.
I know
I'm allowed to spoil it for Bruce. Thank you.
this is definitely one of my favorite songs in the movie. Also,
He loves-
I Suddenly Seymour. I like Suddenly
Yeah.
Seymour.
It does give her more backstory.
I just like
she
it.
had a terrible childhood. Her father abandoned the family. Her mom was poor.
She is the
and-
Tasha Yar of this movie.
Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Don't yada yada yada.
Hey, it's my
Seymour-
story too. It's not a special
Seymour
story.
counters this, saying he respects her and that she doesn't need makeup. She can be herself and everything. And I know things were bad, but now they're okay. And so now they're together.
Seymour. I like this one. This is one of the songs where she can really show her chops, because there's a point and she just starts belting out the notes and it's like, holy crap, she can really sing.
Yeah, that she can, and she can.
But that's a
accept
Broadway.
someone
Yeah.
who
That's that.
respects her.
Finally.
Yeah, she can sing.
He's like, I will love you. I didn't think you'd want me. That's the kind of thing that always happens, though. Like, neither one of them think the other
Right.
would want them.
And now they're lifting each other up. They're taking each other out of their misery, and in the happy part of the movie, they take each other out of Skid Row too. Though that doesn't happen in this
Someplace
director's cut.
Yeah, it really
Someplace
is a
green.
totally different. And I could see, like, when this came out, it not being accepted. That makes sense. There was a totally different movie viewing audience What are we talking? 40 years ago now? How many? I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah. The audience wanted a happy ending back then. Yes. And it's a nice song, the Suddenly Seymour song. It's dreamy as this movie gets.
I like
Right after that, the horror continues.
because I like their duets. I like Skid Row and I like to Suddenly Seymour, and they do so well together.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Moranis isn't a great singer, but that boy can hold a note.
Mm-hmm. I think it works.
He had some long notes he had to hold there with her. I could only imagine him going, "Oh, I have to hold a note with her."
Hey, he figured it out, and he also learned how to sing really slowly.
Yeah, that would be weird.
That Mr. Mushnick confronts and accuses Seymour of being an axe murderer. So we get our next song called Supper Time. Supper Time is our next one.
Feed me, Seymour.
Right. He wants to be fed again. And
this is such a creepy song. The girls in their gloves in the background weird me out even more.
Oh, right.
Because it's like, it's such an eerie thing, and they still have the girls doing their thing in the background. I was like, that makes me feel even more weird because it's so like you would never see and experience something like that. Like I have
that's true. That part's not reality, but they are narrating our story for us. And it's one thing to let Orton die of his own devices, but this time Seymour is actually participant in the murder himself, using Audrey as the weapon. And it's particularly evil. I mean, because even though Mushnick wasn't probably the nicest guy, he says he thinks of Seymour as his son, even if he mistreated him a little bit. But I don't think that means he deserves to die. And he's actually... and Mushnick is even offering that Seymour can run away, and that's part of that of his greed.
Oh,
that
he's
he
being
wants
such a good man.
Yeah, that he wants to keep the plant for himself. Just tell me how to take care of the plant, and I'll let you escape. And unfortunately, Seymour,
well, you just have to.
Isn't ready.
What is it, Seymour? You just have to. He doesn't. He kind of. He's not pushing him, but he's got the eye contact with him at that point, so he's stepping forward.
Let's see if we can find that.
Back.
Let's see if I can get to that. That's a good part. I don't know.
He's kind of elongating out, like he's not telling him you need blood, but it's not because he doesn't really. He's just like, I don't have to do anything again. Audrey will do it. There it is.
Water.
Okay, that's too much. Right there.
Thursdays.
Watch the song.
Should give it water. Oh yes.
You see that?
It's such good cinema, like the angles they take, and it's like, it builds tension. Like I would have never thought let's have the ladies walk through the camera, but it's such a good tension builder.
It is. I'm trying to get it so that I don't get too many seconds.
Thursdays, you should give it water.
See, I can't do it. Okay, I gotta pause it then. Okay.
And those girls were only 16. They could sing.
No way.
Whatever you do. Yes.
I'll probably get in trouble for this one.
Whatever you do.
Because it's so dragged out, and this particular media player won't let me skip through second by second. It skips too far. Let's try again.
Yeah.
What the hell is,
sir?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Where he can't believe what he's seen.
Yeah, he doesn't really have to. Seymour doesn't have to do anything, and nobody's seen Audrey's mouth open Nobody knows it can
Right.
talk except Audrey too, and only because it calls her, tries to entice her over.
Oh yeah, kind of like the frog and the
Yeah.
the Looney Tunes, except this one, instead of
Mhm.
singing and dancing,
Burp.
it devours people.
Yep, just burp. No,
But
he
it also
doesn't really.
okay, he does sing though. He does sing, he does dance. Wait a minute, he does all of it.
And so, yeah, how big is that pod? Just the pod itself now is like 8 feet.
My God.
You know, to be able to take a person in it. Because they show that a
Right.
couple times, that a whole
Scotty's not here, so let's
lay
get
in
through
the
this
mouth
movie.
now. It's crazy.
All right, so now with Mr. Mushnick gone, Seymour seems to have inherited the shop, and he's gonna have to make business decisions now himself. The teeth are a bit weeny for a carnivore that big, says Nim Nim Nim. That's a good point. But I guess it doesn't need to chew too much if it just swallows you. And
It dissolves you like the Venus flytrap. It just dissolves you in
Yeah.
the gut. Or
Bruce
was like
says,
a snake too. It just eats you whole.
if I can have a good manufactured home that can handle the heat for the next 20 or so years, that would be awesome.
See, and now Audrey is actually big enough that it can reach out and take people. Because before he still needed Seymour to feed it.
Yeah.
And now he can actually take a whole person.
Right. And so
So
now
it's
there's no
strong.
chopping up that is needed
Mhm.
anymore. So the Meek Shall Inherit is the next song, and he's getting on magazines, and he's getting on a TV show about gardening tips, and
Yeah.
everything, of course, is revolving around Audrey too. And my, how he or she has grown. He's accosted by the media everywhere now.
Crazy, yeah. And now he doesn't have anybody around him. It's just him unfiltered. Like before, everybody had to deal with Mushnick, kind of, before they could get to Seymour.
Right. They said
now
Mushnick presents Audrey
Yeah.
too, and now it's all him.
Now it's him, and he is not the personality that can deal with this.
No. Well, and Scotty would agree with that.
Regardless, the huge emotions of what's going on in his life right now. I mean,
look at the changes. Audrey
so
made a
good.
bunch of changes. So much is changed.
They added
about the
so
frame.
much detail onto the outside of that, like the
I
big
love
fur,
that.
the big fur.
It really
palm
makes it
leaves
feel
and-
real.
Mhm. The vines and
Mhm.
everything. They did. That's a good work. I mean, regardless of how you think of the movie, this is some of the best puppetry on film.
It's beautiful. And so,
Well, and one-
okay, so and we're also, Scotty, we're at the point of the live stream where I have to let the slides go, so I can't pause on anything anymore.
Okay.
So, but for now, Audrey. Okay, so the media is accosting.
Oh, they're doing an
Seymour,
interview there, yeah.
and yeah, they're doing an interview, and
It
Seymour
faints.
is begging to be fed again, but yeah, there's a. I never should
And
have
there,
tried it, but I did.
and there, you almost
Don't
expect
feed it, it'll die.
the Audrey too to say something in front of everybody. But it's
No,
still
it's like
smart.
Michigan Frog.
Still smart.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, Michigan Frog. He knew the name. But yes, the WB
Yeah.
Frog.
And of course, he's finally going to try animal meat, and I still think that would work. As long as it
No,
was really bloody.
No, and so you think Audrey's a he?
Oh, it could be a she. I don't care.
No,
I mean,
no, I don't either. Yeah, it's an it.
He does
It's a
flower
they.
other babies, so it could be a she.
Well,
I
how
don't
does it
know.
work with the birds
Well, they
and the bees?
They
So
cut off
bees-
a leaf and they grew another Audrey too. That's how
that's exactly
the
how I
news guy
reproduce.
got it.
I cut things off of me, and then another one of me grows. Yeah.
So that's not even like asexual? Isn't that like it's something different because there's not actually
reproductive?
fertilizing going on. It just like grows.
Oh, it's a self-fertilization situation.
Because basically, you just cut off a leaf, plant it in the ground, and you'll get an Audrey too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Correct.
Which
So
is creepy.
Seymour
Yes.
has decided to run away with Audrey. They're gonna get married and they're gonna have their happy ending and everything. So he's about to leave, but Audrey too wants to eat. And so that's
Always.
when he offers to go pick up some other animal meat.
Oh yeah, he's trying to draw the line
this-
here. He's like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. He's trying to stop being evil because he's realized that he's become as much of a monster as Audrey 2 is. But while Seymour's out, we get the best puppetry in the whole movie, which is
Oh yeah, totally.
Audrey 2 getting the money from the register.
Now, children,
using the
if you're
payphone.
watching this, back in the day, there used to be telephones that were hung on walls, and they were connected to.
You're
the
wasting
telephone
your
network.
time, Scotty.
All right, forget it. No one young is watching this. We're not getting the TikTok
Well,
crowd.
no, okay. If you are young and you want to understand further, go watch Hackers. That'll make
That's
you
your
love
go-to for a
payphones.
payphone.
That's smart
Yes.
though. I like that.
Well, I guess you can have
Back
more
when you actually needed the dial tones to make communication. Even this shot, it's so good.
Oh no, you know what? Hackers is a good one because it teaches you how to do stuff. It's great.
Yeah. So Audrey entices Audrey to come to the shop and asks her to water him.
With the sexy phone call. Like, you
Right,
know
the
who
sexy
this
phone
is?
call.
He's like,
You're
she's
so
like,
cute.
Seymour. He's like, no, this ain't Seymour, fool.
So this is the moment where everything sort of is this the moment where everything sort of turns between the
Yes, that's right, because this is where he grabs her and begins to eat her.
This is where Audrey's taking over. Audrey 2's like, I don't need help anymore. I'm just gonna.
And this is director's cut.
This is director's cut, yes.
And Seymour arrives to pull her out of him, but since this is the director's cut, it's too late, and we get a touching death scene. And
so we don't see that scene. We see it almost exactly the same, but right here is where it changes. They cut a lot of this dialogue out.
Well, she knows she's going to die.
Yes.
So she wants to be fed to the plant because then she'll always be with Seymour that way, since he's going to care for the plant.
What her last lyric, because of course she has to die with a lyric. Somewhere that's green.
Yeah, she'll finally be somewhere that's green, and that being in the digestive system and helping
digested over the period of 1,000 years.
And there's yet another death Seymour is responsible for. He wasn't there for the death. He would never intentionally feed Audrey to Audrey 2. But this is the snowball effect of allowing this kind of thing to continue to grow and feed it human parts.
I think that is one of the most touching. I think it's a really touching part of the performance is that he wants to touch Audrey 1's hand, and he doesn't. He just sort of like coyly hovers around it because, again, I love everything about this movie except for the fact that I don't love it.
Okay. So
I don't even know how to make that sound like it makes sense.
It doesn't matter.
No, but you know what? I think I need to put that for Ben. I think he would like that. But because I like it, but when I like it, it's not that I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I heard the transporter. That was the first time I heard it, though.
Oh, okay. That means somebody shows up in the
DJ Ronnie G.
You hear the transporter? I mean, somebody's shown up in the chat new, and that's DJ Ronnie G. And he's singing the song.
Oh.
Well, great to see you, DJ Ronnie G. Also
Hell
demanding,
yes.
never satisfying, always complaining, blood sucking, male or female.
37.
Oh. Okay.
Demanding,
I'll
never
call
satisfied,
her.
always complaining. No, it sounds like me.
Call her
Everything
her.
that you just described sounds like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that could be male.
You don't
or
have to
female.
agree so quickly, Jill. Yes.
No, that's true.
yes.
No, that's a good point. So the gender is still up for grabs. It's just he sounds male, but he makes babies, so maybe he's female.
I don't know why, but Audrey 2 always reminded me of Della Reese.
Oh. Hold on. I got an incoming transmission. Let me check my communications. There's apparently something happening.
Yes, Master Bruce.
Just a moment.
Just a moment.
I am
Just a
going as
moment.
quick as I can.
So
wait,
yeah,
here we
then
go.
this whole scene where he goes up on the roof, none of this would have been in the theatrical release.
Well,
That's
and
right. That's right.
I know that there have been other people
and-
who have been in Star Trek in this or in this movie, but this is Paul Dooley, who you will know as Garrick's dad.
Oh, Garrick's dad, Elam.
No,
Elam Garrick is Garrick.
Wait. Oh, that is Garrick.
And a Brontain.
And Nabrin.
I don't speak Cardassian. Come on, get off my lawn.
That's great.
I'm an Admiral
Hey,
Cartwright, okay?
Thank you. You know what, Scotty? All your confrontations
Different
this
eras, but
entire live
you know what I
stream
mean.
have been made up for by you telling me the Star Trek references. You have made up for everything.
You have redeemed yourself.
You did. Good work.
No, but it's
Also,
and Brontain.
You know, Scotty, we deal with you all day, and then you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
But it is. I love Paul Dooley. Paul Dooley is one of my favorite that guy actors. And so, and yeah.
And so from him, he is a bad guy here too. He made a cutting of Audrey too, and he's gonna sell them all over the country. And we don't need you, Seymour, because Seymour is like, no, don't do that. Actually, right before this scene happens, Seymour is about to just end it all. He doesn't want any more to do with it. But when he sees this cutting, he realizes that he can't just give up. And okay, so Bruce, I am bringing you on, but I am in kind of the speed run lightning round of this live stream. So hopefully I'll be able to.
How much time we got?
Not a lot.
Okay.
But welcome, Bruce. Here we go. Okay. The way I want to do this, and then I want to do this. Okay, now I'm happy.
Okay.
So, but I do have to say hello to you for a minute though, and give me your brief synopsis of the first time you ever saw this movie.
Opening night at Lincoln, Illinois Theater. It was a rather expansive theater, probably had about 170, 200 people in it. Lots of fun. And this was in 1986.
Bruce,
so
was that the north side of Chicago?
No.
Or is that in Lincoln, Illinois?
Lincoln, Illinois.
Okay, just asking.
The dead center of the state, where nothing happens but you grow corn.
Gotcha.
I love this movie.
So when Seymour sees this, he realizes he can't just end it because he realizes that he's responsible for this, and so I guess the guilt is finally getting to him that he has to take action.
So in the theatrical cut, I love that. I can't believe they made that little guy smile. I think that's in the theatrical cut. It's not Paul Dooley. It's Jim Belushi.
James.
Oh yeah.
Belushi. Oh yeah, Jim. That's the same name. Okay. Yes, Jim Belushi.
And so the director's cut, it says, and thank you to Jim Belushi. And in the theatrical cut, it says, thank you, Paul Dooley.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Thanks,
Right.
Joe.
And so he finally takes responsibility for his actions, and
no, he doesn't. He should have jumped off the roof if he did.
No. no. What I mean is, no, jumping off the roof is escaping his responsibility. Actually, going back
But
and
what
trying to
happens
stop,
next, Jill?
but going back and trying to stop Seymour is taking responsibility. So,
Audrey.
I mean, Seymour going back to try to stop Audrey too is taking responsibility. Is what I meant to say.
Yes.
But I think I might have made that mistake because at that point, this is when Seymour realizes he's a monster just as much as Audrey too is.
Yes.
And like any good villain, it's, you do it my way or the highway, or I don't know. There's a lyric that's similar to that, but not quite right. And this is where he sings that song. I'm a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm bad. And so then it is a lady. It is a lady plant. If he's a mother, he's a mother.
Okay.
So she's a mother.
I've seen Fred Williamson refer to himself as a bad mother. Shaft refers to himself as a bad mother. Shut your mouth. But I'm talking about Shaft.
John Shaft.
So Seymour puts up a good fight, but it's no match for this plant, and the puppetry just gets even more outrageously amazing. Look at all these little plants everywhere, and the drumming in the background.
What is Bruce painting?
Oh, I'm painting a bartender.
Oh, great. Super. Say hi to Sam.
That's tough titty, kid.
Hey, Gavin.
This is a great song.
It is. It is a great song.
Anyway, so yada, yada, yada. He dies.
But he didn't. But Seymour does try. He does his best. He just
shoots.
Can't.
He doesn't score.
He doesn't have any weight. He tries the gun. He tries the axe. He tries as much as he can.
Well, no, not as much as he can, because if he was trying his best, he would have shot into the mouth, because anybody knows that.
He did try to shoot him.
Doesn't the army get involved in one point?
Oh, yeah.
Not yet, but yes. Oh. But Audrey 2 eats, yes, he does end up eating. But look at this.
That's the Me Too moment. Yes. Yeah. No, Audrey 2 is Harvey Weinstein.
And he's there. That
he can
reminds
just grab
me
you by
of
the pussy. He can do it, because he's a plant.
That scene reminds me of Krampus at the very end when all the little puppets come out.
Oh, I haven't seen Krampus. I guess I gotta watch that. That's another horror, I'm sure.
A great horror movie.
Nice. And so the roof comes down, and this is the end. There's nothing for.
And that's the cut also right there where they do the director and the theatrical, because he comes out, but then the eating is what they released, what we're watching, the original, but then right there he actually shocks it, so like this part's cut out. They changed.
Yes, this is the part where Seymour in the theatrical cut does electrocute.
And honestly, what do you think? They cut out at least 15 more minutes with that different ending, I would say.
But he eats Seymour except for his glasses. So there's his glasses.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like glasses. No. Cam is here. Hello, Cam. And then we get the warning at the end. That Patrick says that they don't need Seymour to start selling more Audrey 2s, and this is true. They're selling a ton, and they're selling like hotcakes. And
it's like little Alexas.
Prefers. Cam says, "Good to see you all. I prefer this version over the original with Jack. I had family who were big Broadway soundtrack fans. Big thanks to them for exposing me to gems." And here we are with lots of little Audrey 2s. They all just think they're fly traps, which are like, yeah, you don't like flies. These are just going to eat your flies.
And all this was cut out for the theatrical. So they made all these props and all the stuff we're about to see. And then they never even used it.
It's incredible.
They used it. They didn't show it.
It's some incredible stuff. Yes, they're eating all these Audrey 2s are eating all these cities, like kaijus, and the ladies are singing along.
During the introduction to the chaos, like the chorus does an amazing like job of setting up the ending. Like I don't understand. I don't understand the perspective of people from 1985 who were watching this in test screenings and being like, "No." I would have been like, "Yes."
Don't
This
feed
is
the
this is it.
plants.
Not
This is it.
everybody was a fan of Empire Strikes Back ending bad. So I mean,
I once saw
We're
John
still
Cleese.
getting over the Vietnam War.
Why
do we have to talk about the Cold War? I don't
Scotty.
like this. It's so impatient.
Scotty, I once saw John Cleese, and he said one of the most profound statements he heard from a test screening of a fish called Wanda is, "Why didn't you kill more dogs?"
Yeah, that's also a thing. I don't want to advocate for more of that. And I guess I am in terms of the kaiju plants. So I apologize for advocating violence.
Look, you're getting you're getting the happy ending you wanted.
Well, not the one I wanted, but the one I got.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out what you're trying to say about the Vietnam War, but don't.
Oh no, I'm just never mind.
Explain.
I'm looking at the film and I'm looking at the film through the perspective of the cultural fabric of.
I think it was just people. It's just like either the director or the writer, I forget which one said it, that people were less cynical back then. Is what he thinks.
That's not true. Okay, I can make an argument. That that Star Trek 3 is leaving no man behind, and as an analogy for Vietnam veterans. Like it's what is it?
Well, that's positive.
It is positive, but I'm just saying that there is also a negative impact of that as well. So the flip side is, the Cold War and all of this and the fear and the scares. No, we're all going to die. Don't worry.
But the thing is that we were so demanding of happy endings, we couldn't get a single fucking, a good release of Blade Runner. There's been 7 versions of that movie. We have a great movie there, but Ridley won't stop touching it.
Blade Runner. Oh yeah, that's another live stream. But
we're speed round, yo.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. We're speed round, and we're at the final song. Don't feed the plants. And I want to get to the fun part here, where we get the plants stomping around the city on the bridge.
And they said all these ones they had to make like 3 or 4 different ones, because they said that these models they had on rails. They said that the ones that are on the buildings had to be set up differently from the one that was on the bridge and things like that. So they made like a half dozen of these Audrey 2s for this movie. And it's like, imagine half of your work, all this animation work at the end of this movie no one even sees it till DVDs come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I don't think there was a director's cut on VHS, was there? I don't know.
No, the first time that this was released was in like 98 or something like that. No, well, maybe not 98 because that seems too early for DVDs. But there was the director's cut that was stitched together with black and white footage on DVD. And unfortunately, Geffen, Mister, he said, no, recall all of those. And then he decided to put it out in theaters. No one saw it. And it was also very shoddy DVD work. But if you have one of those DVDs originally, collector's item. And then they eventually did do a Blu-ray release of both the theatrical and director's cut on a Blu-ray. I do not have it, nor will I buy it because I don't care for this film.
Yeah, Joe, I don't know. I was a little surprised. I'm like, oh, the DVD has the director's cut, but they don't have the original on it. This was a time when DVDs didn't have very many extras. Like extras were like, oh, you get some pictures backstage. You know, the extras were not the same.
That's not my experience with DVDs. I thought DVDs used to have more extras.
The early one, when they first started, their extras, it was like deleted scenes were super cool to have, but like an extra, you get the trailer of the movie. It's like, who cares? I want the trailer.
But that's
But
also
I mean-
why people. That's why people sort of nowadays. Because I'm going to defend physical media until my TV stops working.
Was somebody else trying to talk? I wasn't sure.
Nope.
No.
Okay, just checking.
Do you
Until your
want me to
TV
stop
starts
talking?
working. No. You're preaching something that I definitely agree with. That physical media
that makes
is
sense.
best.
Lightning round.
Physical media is awesome. Buy the disc.
And then
Don't trust the streaming services.
They also say, I think it's the part where the Audrey 2s are on the street, but they said that the buildings behind them were the same buildings that were behind Steve Martin when he's on his motorcycle. So they were like kind of to give you an idea of scale, and we actually did get to use a set more than once.
Oh, that's great! And also, in addition to that, there were a dozen. So they built buildings at 1/24 scale, and then they had a 30-foot long duplicate of the Brooklyn Bridge that we just saw recently.
Mm-hmm. And that looks really good. It's all waving back and forth.
Great.
It looked real good. Yeah,
I like the train that goes into Audrey too.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, oh no, these poor people are dying, but this is kind of funny.
No. No one on this planet, no one that I've seen through this production deserves to live. So I'm really that dog.
He deserves to live.
This is some random dog running down the street.
Random dog deserves to live.
Absolutely. Actually, you know what? The dog's probably going to live because it's not human blood.
But all these shots are so good. Multi-layers. I mean...
Yeah. Amazing.
So
and I mean, you can tell, but the way they shoot this, it's like, well, I don't expect it to look photorealistic. You know, they let you buy into this not entirely accurate portrayal of our world, you know.
Well, the guy who wrote it, and I don't know his name, the guy who did the screenplay of this, wrote the original story. No. He produced and maybe possibly directed, but the actual writer, when he wrote it, he said to Frank Oz, he's like, it's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. That's the entire reason I wrote it, is that it's dumb. And so treat it as such. And that's why it's got such a fantastical look. Like, I love this. How did the plants get to the Statue of Liberty?
And this scene,
island.
Also, he talked because this is footage they didn't get to use in the movie. He said he would have added a lot of explosions, and actually the helicopters were supposed to be shooting at the plants. He's like, but we didn't put any of that in because we didn't use it. So like, there's no sound effects. You see like the Audrey bursting through the wall, and you don't have the sounds of the bricks and things like that. The one guy there is yelling, but you don't have a yell. Like there are some sounds, but you can tell they're set sounds. Like they didn't put any Foley on this. They didn't put any ADR on it.
I think it's great.
Yeah, they took a year and a half to do this director's cut to put it back together. Put it all back
so
together.
Crazy.
That's
It is worth it though. This is exactly why you buy special editions, to get stuff like this.
Sure.
And they had to add some screaming and stuff. Great work. Oh, I like these last lyrics.
Rub a little Wilhelm on it.
I like these last lyrics that show up here.
When did the director's cut get released?
2011.
Okay.
I think.
I don't have my DVD in here.
That'd be 25 years after the initial.
Yes, 2012 January.
Wow.
So very close, guys.
Price is Right
Hold your
rules.
hat.
Closest
Hold your
without
hat,
getting over.
and hang on to your soul.
What?
Something's coming to eat the world whole.
Yeah, those ladies are still singing in the background.
Oh,
If we fight it, we've still got a chance. Please, whatever they offer you, don't feed the plants. And so if they're going to win against these plants, everybody has to listen to this song.
Don't feed them. That means run away, basically.
Run away from the tentacles. Got it.
Yeah.
Paved Paradise put up a parking lot.
Build a bunker.
Oh my God.
I could just see the Japanese. What's wrong, America? You can't give them a son. You gave us two.
That is so interesting. Just the end of the director's cut, where it does sort of punch through the theater screen.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And I remember because there's two different versions of Gremlins 2, where there's one where they mess with the projector, and there's another one where there are gremlins in the VHS. And I loved those two different sort of
I remember the
acknowledgments
projector
of the
one.
media.
I didn't know there was a VHS one.
There was. I forget who was in it. It wasn't Hulk Hogan, and I was disappointed, but I did see it. I forget.
As long as it's not used too much, I do like when they act like they are in control, like Outer Limits were in control of your television, horizontal and vertical kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or
make it believable.
Or a video game pretends like it shut off the video game and you just lost all your saves, but it didn't really happen. I forget which video games do that.
There's a
Silent Hill or something. No, it wasn't Silent Hill, but no, I do recall. It was like, oh no signal shows up and it blinks for a little bit. Anyway, so big ups to Levi Stubbs. Absolutely.
Of the Four Tops.
Of the Four Tops. Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch. Baby, I love you.
I love any movie that does end cards like this.
Me too. This was also a big thing in the 80s as well. I'm just thinking of Clue. Green, Vincent Gardenia.
Well, they did this with television shows. They did all that. You get that you get those cue card or the photos of everybody on the introductions, and it's like now, I watch TV shows now, and there's not even an intro. It's like 10-second thing. Here's the title. Boom.
And even if they show they do have the end credits, but most of the time they squish them on the side so they can show you the promotional material. What's coming up next?
Yes.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
In alphabetical order. Candy! Give me candy.
Williamson.
Paul Dooley.
The Six-Fingered Men.
God, I love Bill Murray in this movie.
Oh, me too. And I mean that as I also have affection for him and all the things he's accused of.
Everything he does turns gold. Could you imagine that zombie movie without Bill Murray? It would suck.
Yeah, that's right. His only regret was Garfield.
The thing is that you remember that Bill Murray is in it, but you never mention the title of the film. You're like, that zombie movie with Bill Murray in it.
Yeah, because Zombieland doesn't matter. Bill Murray does.
Oh, I actually like Zombieland. I like comedy zombie movies.
I just don't. Who's the guy who played Zuckerberg?
Oh,
the little twink kid. Yeah,
I don't like him. That Aaron Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I find him. I don't know.
Go about Michael Cera.
I like it. Well, no, but the thing is that Michael Cera ostensibly should be the GoBot Jesse Eisenberg, but I consider Jesse Eisenberg to be the GoBot Michael Cera.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's what I said. Michael Cera is the better actor, but
Aren't you
I
listening?
still like Zombieland, despite that.
Yeah. Well, tune in next week
because it's funny. No, I'm not going to review it if nobody likes it.
I love Zombieland. It's great.
Okay.
Do you have the double tap version?
Isn't that the sequel?
Oh my god.
Well, no, I have Zombieland double tap. It's some extended cut or something.
Re-edit or something?
Yeah, I'd have to look at it again. It's been a while since I watched that one on the DVD. I kind of forget. It's like I need to watch my discs more because they are different versions than what I see on the TV.
For sure. That's why physical media rules.
It is.
Anyway, So lightning round. What did we like? Do we rate this movie? Do we say what we thought of it as a whole?
We don't have to rate it, but you can rate it if you want to. I'm not rating it. I just like the director's cut more, and so does the chat. We had out of 22 votes, we've got a 50-50 split between the theatrical and the
Wow.
director's cut between the people who have joined us today to listen to the review of this movie. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And Retro Gotti says they're growing and getting bigger. Yeah, they did. They get huge.
Well, this is a must own for me. Like, I have to have this in my DVD collection. This has to be there.
And so I'm going to end the poll here. And so I don't. Well, I mean, and this
I
is
voted
another.
already.
This
Everybody
is another split.
vote?
Yeah, did everybody vote?
We only need one vote to change it.
That's true. I can leave it up for just a minute, but I'm gonna end it soon.
Give us a winner.
But yeah, like I would give this movie on technical attributes. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Out of personal preference, I'm giving it like a 4. I think it's really an amazing. Low. Yeah, it is really low. I think it is a technically proficient, beautifully shot, wonderfully crafted, perfectly performed movie that I don't like.
It's just not Scotty's thing.
That's it. It's like marmalade.
But that
I know that I should
but Scotty,
like orange
but
jam,
Scotty, wait a minute. Wait a minute. But you know what? It's not that bad of a review because if it's technically a 9 and story-wise for you it's a 4, then you divide that by 2, it's an average of 6.5.
Okay, so 6.5 is my hey, I'm always going to bow to your math, missus. So yeah, no, I gave it a 6.5.
Yay. No, I'm kind of manipulating you there. If you think it's a 4,
and I'm
it can be a 4.
more than willing to be manipulated. Thank you, doctor.
You guys see the original ending? Yes, Lance. We talked about the original ending really early on in the movie because everybody was excited to talk about it. So I just let it go.
It's so much shorter too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just amazed. I have a new movie I have to watch.
I was at the opening night of this, says Lance from the Outcast Creatives channel. Go check him out over here. I'm sure he'll be streaming today or soon enough. It was kind of a mad night. People were trying to sell tickets for profit. Wow.
Scalpers? No way.
But it did so terribly. I mean, it did so terribly over here, but I guess it did better in England because it was shot over there, maybe. I don't know.
No, this movie sold out the first weekend, and
if it sold out, then why didn't it make? It only made 39 million versus
it made
budget
54
of 25
million.
Movie tickets were only like $5 for evening tickets, and matinees went all day.
Max, where do you get 54 million? I get 39 million.
Wikipedia.
Lies. Slander.
Quite possibly.
Okay. Wikipedia seems to be disagreeing with IMDb.
Okay. Well, then that's why I said it in a sheepish voice.
Oh, you know what? Maybe because they've re-released it in theaters since then. And this is
hang on a second. I'm a Canadian. I can call Rick Moranis.
Got him on speed dial, Canada.
Isn't that in your constitution?
Yeah, everyone gets to call Rick Moranis for one reason every year.
39 million. This is off Wikipedia. It grossed 39 million domestically and 15 million internationally for a worldwide total of 54 million.
Oh, okay. IMDb is incorrect. Wait a minute. Can you read that again, please?
It grossed. Okay, this is off the release from '86. It grossed 39 million domestically and 15 million internationally for a worldwide total of $54 million.
Okay, so that's what IMDb is missing. It gives the gross. It gives the domestic as the gross, as the worldwide gross, and it's incorrect. So somebody go fix IMDb.
I will. I'll do it right now.
Fix IMDb and this 40-year-old stat mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, IMDb is incorrect. That is not
I'm
acceptable.
gonna go drop the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy down to a 2 out of 10 if I fix it. So
One? No. Why?
because I'm spiteful and all of the power.
My God.
I am
What crime against
Sauron.
humanity?
Sauron.
I'm on the side of Audrey too. Come on.
Yeah.
My little.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go first.
I was just gonna say something like my inner little Japanese boy wants an Audrey 2 plant because tentacles.
Oh man.
Did I say
Wonder
that?
if I can
Suko
make-
Doji.
I wonder if I can make an Audrey 2 out of Lego.
You probably
Ouch.
could. There are probably
Can you get a
plans out
plushie?
there.
Can you get a plushie of Audrey too?
Oh, I bet there's plushies of Audrey 2
You
out there
squeeze it and
somewhere.
it says "Feed me, Simo."
Sings a song.
Sings a song. That's the piano man. Anyway,
Yeah, there are Audrey 2 brick sets, not official or official Lego, but people have done Lego.
They
Lego
sell
versions.
the blueprint or the instructions for them, but they use Lego. Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
you
have
got
to
to get the pieces.
look into that.
I'm just gonna buy a big green bean bag and write in Sharpie on it, "Feed me Seymour," and I'm gonna be like, "Look, I made an Audrey."
So when Rick and Ellen died, up to this point, like the entire test audience was loving this, and then the theater became a refrigerator, an ice box. It was awful, and the cards were just awful. You have to have a 55% recommend to be released. We got a 13. It was a complete disaster. So Oz insisted on another test screening in LA to see if they'd get a different reaction. Oh man. I must.
Hollywood's always been messed. They've always manipulated things. That's why it's funny with the modern assessments. Everyone thinks that they're a studio. Everyone thinks that they're Bob Evans. And
There are some plushies for you.
There we go.
Audrey.
Oh, that one on the right in the middle looks pretty good.
Hey, it's a
Which
green
one's that
lady.
one?
You know how I feel about green
It
ladies.
looks like it's on gray carpet. It's all the way on the right in the middle.
Oh, this one?
No, all the way on the right
I
side.
don't want that one. That's gross. I like that one. Not that one. That's fine, I guess. Seems lazy.
You're on the row. Keep going
dice.
right. Keep
Nope.
going.
That looks like
It's under the pitch. It's under the picture now.
That one?
Put X out the picture there on that close up on the right. The feed me X out.
Oh, that's it right
wow.
there. Yep, that's it. That's the one I was looking at. That looked pretty good. Is that like inflatable or something? I can't really tell on my
I don't know. It's
Ain't
on
nothing like a
eBay.
Venus flytrap inflatable doll for a Saturday night. I'll tell you.
Okay, that tells it me that the live stream is over.
done.
The director's cut won by 2%,
We got another
52%. Oh, wait,
voter.
not 2%, 5%. The director's cut won by 5%, 52% versus 47%. Still really, really close. Fantastic. Thank you guys for voting.
And if you
22
haven't
votes,
seen
I'm
the
happy.
director's cut, check out the director's cut. And if you haven't seen the theatrical cut, check out the theatrical cut.
I
don't
saw the
recommend it,
director's cut
but I'm saying it's
first.
great.
I saw it first because of Pop Culture Curator, because it's the one he recommended. And that's how I experienced it first. I never got mad at a happy ending because I saw the good one first. And then, so I'm not so mad at the happy ending.
Not at
Oh,
all.
okay.
Well, I want
I
to see
mean,
Rick
you know
get
what?
8. I like Rick.
I like him too, but then he did some bad stuff.
It's kind of like Spock and Sarek after Sarek dies. And Spock says, "Well, the arguments were all that we had." So I wish that Pop Culture Curator were here.
I do.
That we
I
could
do. I miss him
disagree
so much.
again.
Oh yeah, he would definitely disagree with you.
He would hate me so much right now.
But it would be so much fun to hear.
I
But he
hope
did
so.
this
That's
stream
what I
too.
need.
He did
I don't
this
want to make
stream
him
too.
mad. I just
So
want to have the game.
If you miss him, then you can go listen to his Little Shop of Horror stream.
I can. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah.
I'm going
Please
to yell at the
subscribe
television and say you're wrong.
and hit Bell, I'm on the live stream too, so you can yell at me also. Share,
Okay.
hit like, and select live chat.
That sounds fun.
I don't know. I think this was extremely entertaining, and of a black horror comedy.
I thought you had enough panelists today, but I couldn't handle Scotty. I needed to level him out. I
Thank you.
I can't have him hate on it so much and not have somebody on the other side be all, no, man, I love it.
I
love it for all the reasons he hates it.
I don't understand the amount of hate the movie gets. I never understood that.
Any of it. I never understood.
Well,
I don't hate
with
it.
the exception of the newest one that's come out, because that one deserves it.
I don't hate it. I just
and Max
film
Redstone, do you have any final words for this stream? And do you want to promote anything that you're doing on the internet? So any final words for the movie versus no,
Nope.
you don't have any final words, and you don't want to promote anything.
Alacrity.
I love alacrity.
Okay, thank you for the words.
Words.
So, Padawannabe, is there anything you want to promote or
No,
any last things you want to say about the movie?
Love the movie. I always have. Even when, again, I'm not, like, I own 2 musicals. I own Rock of Ages and I own Little Shop of Horrors, and that's it. Otherwise, take it or leave it. This movie from a young age has always just had a spot. I've just always liked it, like the songs, like the acting, like everybody involved. And I remember seeing the second version, this director's cut, and going, what is this? Because it was not what I had seen first. And then I probably didn't see it till I got this DVD, and I didn't get this DVD in 2011. I got it more recently than that. So it's probably only been less than 10 years that I knew of this other ending. The only thing I would promote would be Outlaw Bill on Saturday night, 7-ish, 7:30.
Okay, let me find it.
No reason to promote the other one anymore. Sad.
Outlaw? Does that work? Oh no, I know. I gave my rant about that. I don't like that.
Well, I got 3 nights free a week now.
Oh, and also, send out some if you want to appeal to anybody, you just ask where's Appion? Just tweet it.
Yeah, where's
Twitter.
Justice for Appion? Damn it.
And Rocco too, because that
Rocco?
also, both of them. Well, there were 2 guys talking.
Oh,
2 guys
right.
talking was Rocco's profile name. But the channels were both Appion, but Appion's channel after his name was just kind of watch parties and gaming, and then the 2 guys talking was specifically just Rocco the Brave and Appion.
It's absolutely despicable.
And you can't even look at the video. It's not like it's just gone.
It's gone. Yeah,
it disappeared
I
from my
looked.
subscriptions. Sad.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. YouTube, get it together and bring Appion back. And 2 guys talking. Thanks for reminding me of that one.
Anybody that did good for YouTube, it was him.
It was him.
There's definitely people that should be taken off of YouTube.
Yeah, there are lots of people who should leave, but not him. He's such a sweetheart, and it breaks my heart.
This is literally 100% another example showing us YouTube has no idea what they're doing.
Nope.
They don't even look at their own what's in the other hand.
Algorithm or
what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
But I just want to know what Bruce Lombardo is up to. Wait, okay. Dash.
I would like Scotty R37 on X to get to 210 followers. I don't think I'm going to do that.
I'm trying to dash too.
And then everyone should buy Little Shop of Horrors on Blu-ray. If you are at Amazon.ca, I am not sponsored. And if you're at Amazon.com, I'm also not sponsored. And then also Cinema Gulp is great. We're coming up on an anniversary over there. I have been able to hitch on their wagon. I could get fired as recently as tonight. And then, everything's great. Phantasmagorium. We're doing the Mission Impossible movies leading up into till the last Mission Impossible, or at least until it becomes unprofitable. And then also until, speaking of getting fired, when I hang out here with Jill.
Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We talk about a lot of things during our tabletop streams, which happen every Saturday. There's currently 2 campaigns in session. One of them is a high-level Pathfinder game where you hear my complaints about the Pathfinder system, which is built on an aging 3.0 AD&D engine. And then the other weekend, I have my own test version of my system as I'm writing it. I'm playing the campaign with friends. Some of them come over. Some of them are on the internet, like what we're doing here. And I push miniatures around a battle mat and roll dice loudly. Pathfinder First Edition. Second Edition is garbage, Sig. There will never be. I'll never buy another Pathfinder or Paizo product just because they're stupid. I can't stand the second edition of Paizo's game because they made so many critical problems with the mechanics of it. They tried getting away from what had been created from the first edition, and they wanted to make more money, which is always the reason why you make a new edition of the game. You want more money. So that's what they did. And it made a lot of people that I know very upset. They stayed with first edition. We stayed with first edition just because I have all the stuff. And I like the campaign I'm running. This is the last campaign of Pathfinder we're running. It's the 5th year of this campaign. And so the players are 17th level now after 5 years every other weekend. I'm having a blast. And then on Sunday mornings or Sunday afternoons, me and Janet get together and review a movie. This weekend, it's Hell Comes to Frogtown. And that's what you get if you come to my channel.
Oh, man. Hell Comes to Frogtown. Who's in that?
That's Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds rad.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Bruce, for jumping in at the end here. And I'm sorry I didn't get more from you. It's just that we had so much fun earlier, and I got to leave already, so I didn't leave as much discussion time.
You're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
And, for me, I'm doing Twilight Zone on Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Central. Next Friday, we're going to talk about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So
prepare thyself.
Prepare. And this is my choice, actually. I chose it.
I did not choose this.
Well, you've asked for it before, but I've always put it off. Now,
420.
Yeah, for the weekend of 420. Anyway, thank you, everyone. I don't have time to list everybody's names this time, but you know who you are. And wait, I will honor Franko. This is Franko's live stream, so I will honor his one request here about Scotty and what he should do.
Oh no, I don't.
Sir, I know this may finish me as an acting ensign, but
shut up, Wesley.
I'm a trans-dimensional being.
Yeah. Enjoy your time with the Traveler.
I won't.
I know. Me. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our little review here, and I think we had a good time. There was a lot of I remember a lot of laughing and singing.
Yeah.
So I think we did it right.
Oh, not John, not Jake. John Burns and Old Man Bird. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, and even though I don't agree with Scotty's overall opinion of the movie, I do agree the best part of the movie is Audrey 2 himself. We didn't even have that debate long enough of a debate to debate Audrey's gender. I think we could have gone on longer for that.
If you're a boy or a girl, are you going to date the plant?
No.
So it's irrelevant. It's irreverent.
I guess so. I guess you're right. So thank you for taking very valuable time out of your day to enjoy this time with us, talking about a movie that we enjoy or we don't enjoy, depending on who you are. And we'll catch you later. See you next time. And remember, don't feed the plants.
Don't feed the plants. Audrey is not a vegan.
Where am I supposed to get it? Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
You know what I forgot to play?
I know that my mama's proud of me.
Oh, mama.
You did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Okay, for real now. I made the best
let's
exit.
get outta here.
I always
I'm
do
done.
that. I make the best exits and then I mess up and I go back like,
No,
oh, I
it's
forgot
great.
this.
It was a great exit. Roll credits.
Learn all that is learnable. And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean. Because, remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
Where am I supposed to get it? Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.